We're doing it. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Jubilee. We have an episode of Middle Ground. It's been a long time. I ain't gonna lie, I haven't watched one of these in a minute. Like the last few either just didn't apply to me or I didn't care enough to talk about it. So, you know, we're gonna talk about this one. This one is, do women really have it harder? Male feminists versus anti-feminists. Let's see, man. Let's see. We'll get to Leamy's house. Okay. Oh, wait, wrong screen. Wrong screen. My bad. All right.
The only thing that I could think that justifies being a feminist today is you must just want to get laid. There's no reason to believe in all of these crazy things that seek to strip you of your masculinity, perpetuate these terrible ideas that men are evil and all of these things. That has to be the reason.
All right, bro. I'm excited for this, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. Women have it easier than they think they do.
With feminism, it's kind of brainwashed.
So these were the anti-feminists that stepped up, right?
To think that they are victims in 99% of cases, and all the disenfranchisement that they would claim in like colleges and careers. A lot of these careers are way easier to get into for women than they are for men because they're looking to hire women because of feminism.
Yeah, like in divorce and stuff, they get more property, the kids' rights, all that.
Yeah.
But more so, I think that from the jump, actually have it easier. Like men need to be a provider. They're taught to be tough. Oh, why are you crying? Don't be a girl. But when a girl is crying or a girl is upset or anything that happens, usually there's like they're a princess and they're given the world.
Well, yeah, because with
we're a minute in. So far, what I'm hearing right now is it's not fair that women are, people are actively trying to hire women for jobs and things like that. My childhood trauma, is bad, and women got treated very well for just experiencing emotions and we didn't. That's literally all I'm hearing right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Women, they're born with their value.
Taters versus feminists, this should be very interesting. No, literally, bro, like this is gonna be great. I ain't gonna lie, Taters is a valid name though. I ain't gonna lie. Taters is a valid, because I just been calling them the Andrew Tate Stan boys, but Taters is low-key harder.
They innately have value. They can create life, and they're extremely valuable from birth. For men, it's not really the same way. You have to make something of yourself to be respected.
Exactly. Like a pretty woman can go far just using her face. A man can't do that. A man can't go to
Cap. Yo, bro. Okay, dude. I'm gonna hear him out to the end of this, but come on now, dude.
A rich businessman or like a businesswoman and be like, I'm good looking, let me come to your yacht.
Right.
A woman can.
Okay. So bro's talking about pretty privilege now. And, all right, bro. Let me think. A little too cool, that's why. No, for real. It is. I'm just gonna show, well, matter of fact, that's not even a good example though, just because he kind of fell off. Never mind. I'm not gonna stretch this out more than I need to.
Right.
Never mind.
Let's bring the disagreeers forward.
I'm excited for these takes. Throw in the word taters for me. I have my southern pronunciation.
Just a second ago, you were saying that a pretty woman could go on to a rich man's yacht, and that would be kind of her ticket on, right? Okay. So did that help women vote at all? Being pretty?
But what does that have to do with the...
I'm just asking, because I mean, when we're talking about women's lives being better than they think they are, would you rather be pretty and be able to get on a yacht or have your liberties?
What are we living in, like 1950s or 2022?
Yeah,
they already have the right to vote
for a long time.
I think something you specifically said shows to me why women don't have it easier. I think it was you who said, women already have their value. Their value is already obvious because they can have children. I don't want to put you into the box, but there are...
Whoa, wait a minute. He said what?
Why women don't have it easier.
I didn't catch that.
I think it was you who said, women already have their value. Their value is already obvious because they can have children. I don't want to put you into the box, but there are large amounts of men Women are people that have children and then they raise the child and they be quiet.
And I think
that is a
not
problem.
at all.
It is.
What
That's weird.
was really evident to me when both of y'all came up and talked was how indoctrinated into the patriarchy you are, right? You both come up and say, as men, we have to prove something. And those expectations that you put on yourself is a direct result of patriarchy and the systems that feminism is trying to dismantle.
As are the values that women have that when they were born that you're talking about. Women did not create those.
Right.
Men
Facts.
did.
Those are God ordained. Men and women are both equal under God and in value as human beings. In Genesis, you have a creation of both men and women that are made in God's image.
Oh my God. Oh my, yo, bro. I swear, dude. I swear, these people literally have 5 reference points in their whole lives, and that's it, dude. That is literally it. Dude, I can't.
The Bible and like some feminist.
Hold on, but so
I mean, we can.
we're operating.
No, bro, we can. If you want to take it there, we can take it there. But if you're going to take it there, you better come correct, bro, because the Bible said a lot of things, and a lot of people love to just kind of talk about a few things and pretend like other things weren't in there, bro.
Where there's a separation of church and state, you cannot use religion as a motivation to make legislation. If I hear one more
Brunette, I'm glad it's hard.
person use religion as a reason
to
not give rights to people, probably gonna fucking explode.
Like I feel him. Like I'm so tired of it. And the thing is, bro, it's funny because it's not even just like things like this. I feel like it's a lot of things that just come from terrible takes or just people wilding out in general. Is they always bring it back to the Bible for some reason, as if God like is condoning this stuff when that's not it. And then it puts a bad look on Christians in general, because there's a lot of really good, really nice, really cool Christian people. But I feel like a lot of people that be doing wild stuff just love to, you know what I mean? And it's weird, bro. It's very weird. Like, I feel like almost anyone who has done anything crazy to anyone else, their excuse had something to do with the Bible, or they quoted something from some verse or so. Like, come on, dude. Come on, bro.
People using their own personal ideologies as an excuse to implement legislation over other people's
lives. It's always an
lives
excuse. That's all it is.
Simply just not okay with the fact that they can't control everything around.
And the funny thing is, bro, a lot of people love to bring up stuff like that when it comes to arguments, but they don't live their daily life like that. They don't pray 3 times a day, 5 times a day. They don't really like have a relationship with God. They just take words that some man said and then live their entire life by it and try and justify their crazy actions by certain words that some dude said or whatever it may be. Like, you know, it's very weird. It's very weird. I don't respect it. I don't. Like, come on, bro.
Back to the prompt. I mean, I don't think that women have it easier than they think they do. And I think to just make blanket statements like women in society think they have it easy or men in society have it harder or whatever you want to say, I just think it's kind of naive. Sure, maybe some women think they have it easier, but that might not be because they're a woman. It might just be because of their own set of life challenges and vice versa.
Yeah, and
and there's so many examples of that too, considering how much misinformation has come and misinterpretation has come from the Bible due to either translation issues or just people genuinely taking a certain meaning and flipping it a different way and then spewing that onto other people to where it just became the normal thing and people think that that's what it means. Like, that makes them say they aren't doing something wrong. Exactly, bro. They create their own meaning from it, which you're supposed to do, but 9 times out of 10, they create a terrible meaning out of it. And it's just weird. And then they try to use it to justify bad things. It's so weird, bro.
One of the reasons that I am so passionately anti-feminist is because I believe that feminism pits men against women. Men and women may be equal today, but they are not the same. But also, too, women are under a pressing assault today in this country. They're losing their ability to compete in sports, beauty pageants, also just basic things.
Okay, this is where we're going. This is where we're going. Are you serious right now?
Like that to people that identify as women, and no one is talking about. Feminists aren't talking about it. So now you have conservatives having to fight for women's equality. And
you're making some pretty blanket statements saying
Literally.
feminists don't care about it, and you say you think that all women just are against men.
To answer your question, yeah, you're talking about women. Women are not all feminists. Yeah. There are plenty of feminists who are very anti-woman. You know, you saw it during in the political era where you have people who will attack Kayleigh McEnany and Kellyanne Conway because they aren't pro-women. They're not for the girls.
So you
actually, we have like just a little bit left. I haven't heard Kevin yet.
Yeah, when you talked about the pressures of being a man and having to
the first half,
and having to prove your value,
all that head with 2 brain cells.
as a man, I think those are real challenges that men face. That's why, like, women have it harder too, because they are also being impacted by how aggressive men feel like they need to be able to secure the role that they have to play in society. But the reality of today is that because of the systems that we're in, the patriarchy is negatively impacting not only women, but also men.
There's no wrong reason to get an abortion.
Oh, so that's pro.
Yeah, agree, bro.
So I'll just.
I feel like, look, before anyone gets into anything, I'm gonna say this because I've literally talking about this topic so much. I'm kind of like over it now. Like I'm literally over it. Wait, hold on. I mean, he had me in the first half, and then dude jumped off the cliff, thus resulting in toxic masculinity. Real. Look, when it comes to abortion, right? And I'm gonna try and sum this up as much as possible, so I don't have to speak about it again. It's literally up to the individual, bro. If someone wants to get an abortion, that's because they want to get an abortion for whatever they want to get it for. That's it. That doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. No one else should care about it. I don't know why people do. That's it. That's it. Leaving it there. I'm leaving it there, bro.
Conversation around the very fact that, you know, we're a group of 8 men, the optics of 8 men in a room talking about when women do and don't deserve to get an abortion.
Kind of does look weird.
It's a bad look. So like for me,
doesn't you say the opposite?
From a personal standpoint,
No. I genuinely like don't get why so many people care about what a few women might want. Like they act like every single woman on the planet wants to have an abortion and kill a baby and like what? Like bro, that's not fun, man. I thought this was gonna be the big cancel. Yo, yeah, no, definitely not. Like I just don't get it. Like I can't. You know why though? Because I genuinely don't care. So I don't get how some people care so much to where they'll go outside of abortion clinics and like literally talk down to women that are already about to go through a really traumatic event, or you know what I mean, fight hard for that to not happen. It's just weird. Like I don't get how, like, where that comes from, like as a human being. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't. It's up to the individual. So there really is no wrong reason, because if someone is going to get an abortion, that means that it's the right decision and the right option for them. It's up to them as an individual. That's what it should be, bro. That's it. Like, it's no deeper than that, bro.
I have a girlfriend. There might be some reasons on a personal level where her and I having that conversation together, I might say, oh, I think we should do this. I think we should do that. On a legislative level, I don't feel confident enough to legislate when someone is and isn't allowed to get health care.
Especially as a man. That's the craziest part about it too, to me, is that it, like 9 times out of 10, the people that are making these decisions or are even fighting for these decisions are men. You don't have a uterus, bro. You cannot carry a child. If I took a bat to your crotch in GTA, you literally have no say in anything ever again. Like, ever again. You know what I mean? So, like, what's the point? Like, why care so much? Like, but I can guarantee you, though, and this is like the funny part, if those same people, like, let's say their daughter or their sister or whatever got pregnant by a guy that they didn't like, they would literally jump so fast at the, oh, you should get an abortion kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it would take. That's all it would take. And all of a sudden, their opinion would change. Like, it's weird to me. It's very weird. And that's also when it's like, I just don't get how they can think like that. But hey, bruh, whatever, man. Not for like, have your opinion, but there's a point where it's OD. No, for real. I feel like anyone is entitled to be pro-life and feel how they want to about said topic. But at the same time, they should not be making decisions about what, you know what I'm saying, women can and can't do when it comes to that topic, you know? I feel like anyone's allowed to have any type of opinion as long as they're not acting on it in a weird way. You know what I mean? You could like whatever you like. You could dislike whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? But once you start acting on it and causing harm to other people, or if you're in a position of power and you're preventing people from, you know what I'm saying, living their life how they want to, then it's like, all right, bro, you need to chill out. For real.
What abortion is, it's healthcare.
Yeah. One of the paramount ideologies of, I guess, being a quote unquote male feminist is just the ability to mind your own business. Just to be able to say that this is the wrong reason to have an abortion, you're already headed down the wrong path.
Yeah. So being an anti-feminist, I look at this and I say, well, I am more religious as well.
As am I.
So I want to say, like, I'm more like pro-life, right? But if a woman decides that they want to not give birth, it doesn't matter the reason. You know, maybe she's not wealthy enough. Maybe, you know, the father left her. You know, there's so many reasons. And then I also look at like just gun violence and how we're like birthing kids and we raise them and send it to school knowing that it can get killed. I don't know. I would feel like
it's like not a safe. It's not the best world to be
exactly.
a child in.
Exactly.
Bro.
I think
I feel like his take is valid, but the way he went about saying it further proves just like his thought process, especially referring to a child as it. You know, weird, kind of weird. Just based on where it could lead down the road. I don't like it, but it ain't my body. People got to make their own choices. Real, bro.
Patriarchal
real
element, even in your answer, not to combat or what have you. The idea of trying to cycle through the reasons why and going, yeah, I guess those make sense, is still, in my opinion, patriarchal.
Even though I was on the feminist side on that topic, it feels like I was put in a position where I was framed as wrong. It felt like you aren't allowed to have this opinion on this topic because you're not a woman. And I think that's kind of bullshit, to be honest.
Off the top of my head, I know that it was mentioned earlier that abortion is healthcare, and I first want to push back on that. Abortion is not healthcare. Healthcare preserves life, it protects it. It doesn't take it away, it doesn't eliminate it.
What about the woman?
Okay, I really feel like I'm not gonna have much to say this episode because I think they got it.
But when you exterminate a child,
I think they got
is
it.
doing harm.
But it's not always a child, right? So it's a discussion when it becomes a child or not. That's not a gray area. That's not a line.
It is actually scientifically proven. It is a separate strain of DNA at conception. If you ask any doctor.
But if you took that clump of cells out, would it survive?
It's not a clump of cells. That's why you call it a termination. Scientifically, it is a life at birth, and scientifically, it is.
Just one segment, right?
It is a life, but it is not a human.
So look, though, the thing is, so when you say it's about protecting life.
And this is one thing, I feel like we have to conduct an experiment without people noticing that it's an experiment. We need to like put these people that feel this way in a position to where they're in charge of a lot of different life forms that are not human and see how well they do with them. I feel like if you were to give any of these men on the anti-feminist side a plant that they had no idea how to care for, and maybe it's expensive to get a certain type of plant food for it or something, whatever it may be, bro, they genuinely would let it die and not care about it. And it's, you know, interesting to think about. Or they'd probably like kill a fly if it got in their house. Like they act like they're so high and mighty because it's like, you know, life is, you know what I mean? It starts at conception or whatever, you know? But like, probably like go hunting, you know? They probably eat meat all the time, or, you know, like come on, dude. You're not him. I'm sorry. You're not.
Abortions are protecting lives of thousands of women who maybe are not able to
at the expense of another life.
But you're already prioritizing that other life over the woman who's carrying that life.
Because of patriarchy.
I love eating meat.
That's why you're doing it.
Because of patriarchy, you're basically saying that.
So what if we're
these
aborting
cells
a female
are more
baby?
important than the woman.
I think it's absolutely shameful how flippantly our society has begun to treat the topic of abortion.
In your opinion, can anybody decide what's right or wrong? I feel like the person that it affects the most can. For sure. If something affects someone else directly, then it's up to them to be able to, you know what I mean? But that's about it. False sense of self-confidence. What are we talking about? But are we talking about like them with the whole, it's I don't know, bro. It's weird.
Literally exterminating an unborn child.
To protect the life of another woman.
Then don't have sex without protection.
Really, you don't have
get
sex without
contraception.
protection. How about you don't have sex without protection?
Well, I don't have a baby. I don't have a baby.
Tell them what they can do.
Stop absolving women and men of responsibility and treating grown-ass people like they are children.
Again, we're not emphasizing.
See, I feel like one thing too that always goes over people's heads is and this is the problem though in general. People started calling Sneeko cucko. Yo, I saw he took an IQ test, got below average, not even surprised. And then he took it again and got like above average. Like, come on, dude, we know you took it again. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, a lot of people that have these positions literally cannot see a different perspective. And that's their biggest flaw. Biggest flaw. They cannot see different perspectives. Not even say the opposite perspective, but maybe just a completely different one, a sidestep, if you will. Right? He just said, in short, grown people need to take responsibility for their actions and stop having unprotected sex so that they won't have a reason to get rid of, a potential child. I feel like one thing that's going over his head is there's a lot of cases where it's not grown people and it's not anyone, Well, it's one person, depending on the case, but it might not be, up to someone's empathy. They have no empathy at all. What's it called? Like, let's say and this is a very real thing. I'm not trying to, say nothing crazy, but like it happens, bro. Trigger warning. But like unfortunately, a lot of younger people, younger women, things happen, get assaulted, whatever it may be, that may lead to pregnancy. What are they supposed to do in that choice, in that situation? Because like, number one, they're too young and like physically unable to bear a child. Two, something like the most traumatic thing that could happen to them happened. So they have to live with that. So you like really think about it. They never really think about it that deeply. And it's so clear, bro. Like, it's so clear. Like, bro, just imagine just like two grown people having sex unprotected and had a child and wanted to have an abortion because of it. Like, sure, that may happen, but that's not every single case. And when you eliminate something that big, it's like every other possible cause will have the same outcome because you got rid of a different one. Like, or similar ones, not even the same ones. It's not like everyone's just gonna be able to, pop out a kid, but like,
any of those things.
We're
going straight to women and making it their problem.
Well, it's a man's problem as well, because if a man gets a woman pregnant, that is his child as well. So one of the things that's really important what abortion does is it puts all of reproductive rights in the hands of women when it takes both parties. She cannot have a child without a man. Abortion.
We've literally seen it already. Pay attention. You want to quote science and act like you have not seen this already, bro. They making babies in turkey basters, bro. And petri dishes, bro. You don't need, be real with yourself, bro. Get them cuff jeans in 2022, bro. What you talking about, bro?
Normalizes women making bad choices. We've kind of given a free pass for people to be a lot more carefree about who they sleep with and not really think twice about the ramifications that may come of it.
But again, we're zooming in on a high level on the end result. We're not talking about the systemic issues that cause women to have abortions. Hold on. We're not talking about the lack of resources that make people feel like they cannot sustain a pregnancy or sustain a life. Right. And those are things that are caused by the way men have set up society. So instead, hold on. So instead of talking about the actual issue.
They're making babies with what? Bone marrow and other cells and stuff like that. They getting creative. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know the ins and outs of it because I haven't done extensive research, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's not that necessary to have a man, but like it's harder to do for sure. Way harder to pull off. And if we're being honest, you don't even need to come in contact with a man to have a baby. That's been a thing for a long time. Bro. You know how many, what's it called, bro? Sperm bank babies are walking around on Earth that have their own children now. A lot of their children have children. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never like, come on now. A lot of people love to make it seem like it's a, like how it was back in the day, way back in the Bible, in the biblical days, when a man and a woman had to, you know what I'm saying, lock in and do whatever they had to do to have a baby. That's not how it is now, bro. Science has advanced us way further than that to where that's no longer the case. And even still, if it were that deep, the baby would be formed halfway in one party and halfway in the other, and then it would come out and fuse together. That's not the case, bro. The woman does all the work, therefore gets most of the say. I'm not going to say all of it because there are a lot of cases where, you know what I'm saying, a man should be able to have the conversation like, yo, this is my kid. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, let's think this through, lay all the options out, see everything out, let him cook. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if they have those conversations, she still says, you know what, I don't want to go through with this. That's her choice, bro. You know why? Because the baby is in her body. Like, literally. Like, come on now. Come on now, bro. Be real. What are you going to do? Force her to, like, have the kid in, like, bro, it's her body, bro. If she doesn't want to push it out, she's not going to be honest. Imagine if, like, Greek gods would still get people pregnant, too. Yo, that would be wild. That would be wild, bro. Imagine they could just, like, poof. You know what I'm saying? A little fairy dust or something? I don't know, man.
Choose from the top down and going the whole way, we go to the most oppressed person involved and make it their fault.
Mansplaining is overly criticized.
Not surprising.
I
Okay, look.
frequently come
Now look. I am guilty, okay? I have mansplained a few times. It depends though, bro. I feel like it's about how you're mansplaining, bro. To be honest, it's the tone of it. I feel like most of the time when it's mansplaining, it's very condescending. It's very, you know what I'm saying? That tone is not it. I feel like you know what I'm saying? I haven't taken that approach, but I have, you know, gone in about Kanye's discography before. That's for sure. I've done that. And it's okay, bro. It's okay. You probably have too. But, you know, in general, I feel like it is good that people are calling it out because it is annoying sometimes. See what Marquesa was trying to say. See, here's my PR translator right here. My translator. You know, it's tough, bro. Oh wait, I see what you did there. I see. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you got it. I ain't gonna lie, you got it. You got it, bro. You got it. That's true. But if you think about it, it's kind of the same. Sarcastic. Yeah. It's weird, but overall, I think it's good that a lot of people call it out, but it is kind of natural to do that. But I think it's up to, you know, more men to be aware of that either before it happens or while it's happening. You know, you might get into it and then realize you're going in too deep and then kind of chill out. You know what I'm saying? But the root of it is definitely from, you know, very patriarchal, toxic ways of thinking. So, you know, yeah, this dude got it, bro. This dude got it.
Videos online where like a man will respond back to a broad generalization about women, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're just mansplaining it," as if men aren't allowed to have a voice in the conversation.
Okay, Clarkson, hold on a minute now, bro. Hold on a minute now, because no. What you're describing is the few times that some people genuinely hear someone out, have their own opinion, right? And then someone on the opposing side might be more radical and misuse the term mansplaining, whatever the case may be, right? Okay, it happens. That's the problem with a lot of this language becoming very commonplace. A lot of people end up misusing it. Not surprising. That's how language works, all right? It happens. But I feel like in general, that's not what calling out mansplaining is. I feel like a lot of people don't get that. And like I said, bro, it's about the tone. You can have an opinion. There's no one that will ever, well, I hope not. There's no one that will ever tell you not to have an opinion. But it's about how you establish that opinion, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna say what I need to say in the way you understand it. Exactly. That's true. A lot of people don't understand that too. Like, a lot of people are just trying to, you know, explain certain things or, you know, get their opinion across in a certain way to where they might be able to understand it. But in most cases, that ends up with a dude being very condescending towards a woman and saying things in a way that's kind of like, you know, belittles them or whatever. That's understandable. You know, it's whack. What Clarkson over here is talking about right here, though, is, you know, someone giving their opinion, someone else not liking it and just reducing it down to mansplaining. That's like 5. He watches too many podcasts or listens to too many podcasts, whatever it is, bro. Like that. Come on now, dude. Come on now. Think about it. Plankton would mansplain. True.
He definitely would. Online where like a man.
He got short man syndrome though. He like this big for real. Like, of course he would mansplain, bro. He got to compensate, like overly compensate.
Respond back to a broad generalization about women, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're just mansplaining it," as if men aren't allowed to have a voice in the conversation. And I
listen to your podcast. No, bro. It's just, I feel like, and that's the thing too. I kind of don't like the whole like podcast slander thing because I like podcasts, but the good ones though, the good ones. There's not a lot of them. Even though there's a lot of podcasts, there's not a lot of them. But there's, you know which podcasts I'm talking. I'm talking about the ones who want to be Joe Rogan, but they're not quite Joe Rogan. The ones that want to be Andrew Tate, but shouldn't be and definitely won't be. You know, those podcasts, the guys that were frat bros, the gym bros, you know what I'm saying? Those guys. I don't even, you know, but in general, podcasts are valid. I like podcasts. I like, you know, peer-to-peer. I used to like Impulsive. I don't know if we could talk about Logan Paul right now. I heard about another thing that he did. Yikes. The Basement Yard, that's a good podcast. Call Her Daddy, that's a good one. Full Send Podcast is like exactly what I was talking about, but they be having some valid moments sometimes. So I'll give them like a kind of a W. You know, they're all right. That's all I can think of right now. I haven't watched a podcast in a long time. Shout out to $1 million worth of game. Great podcast, for sure. All right, anyways. Now he literally did in the show when he used to pass off Karen's ideas as his own. Facts. He would do that. Shout out to the only W Karen. The one of the only W Karens. I think she's the only W I can think of. Because even the Karen on, what's it called, bro? On Shameless was an L in the long run. Call her, huh? Yeah, man. Call Her Daddy with, Alex. Forgot what her last name is. It used to be with 2 people, but there was some drama that happened. It ended up being, you know, one host, and it's a whole thing. I forgot about the drama too. I don't really know what happened, and I feel like it's kind of hard to find out what the whole thing is about. I literally just realized I was not subbed on YouTube, so I had to sub. But you know, I haven't watched this in a long time. But it's a valid podcast, man. What's her name, bro? Alex Cooper. You know, she valid, bro. She valid. W podcast. But yeah. What do you think the average tater pee-pee size is? I think average because there's a lot of them, right? So we have to take into account that there are a lot of taters. So I'm gonna say average, probably like 3.7. I'm gonna be generous and say 3.9, but in general, like 3.7. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? It's enough though. Like, to be honest, if we're being real honest, that's enough. Just not for the people that they want to get with. Not for, you know what I'm saying? Not for them. No, not for them. But someone will appreciate all 3.9 and, you know, even make them feel special. But I ain't really working with too much, to be honest. Definitely below average in most countries. But yeah, that's about it though. And that's only because there's a lot of them. If there weren't so many of them, I'd say 1.3 easily. But there's kind of too many of them. I have to be realistic here. All right. There's some of them that might be, you know, pushing 6 or 8, but it's probably like 5 of them overall. So not enough to really skew the average much higher than it actually is. You know, that's just how I feel. I love paying attention to statistics and trends and things like that, and all that science stuff.
It's not really defined.
And mansplaining is just not real.
Yeah.
Like, it literally is a man explaining something, and these people get angry about it. Like, that's the reality of the time in which we live. And it hurts the ability of men to have conversations with women, because you think, oh, wow, if I explain this issue to her, and I'm going to be accused of mansplaining, or I'm going to be accused of being sexist because I don't think she understands it. That's toxic.
See, now, and this, though, bro's literally proving, like, the fact that he's not a real man here. Because as a man, you should not be afraid to, you know what I'm saying, stand up for what you believe in at all. You should be able to stand up for what you believe in. And at the end of the day, if someone doesn't agree with it, they don't agree with it, you should be able to understand that. And that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can agree a little, but not to the end. Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like in a way, yeah, depending on who you're talking to, it can go wrong for no reason. But, you know, that's just... Can you really blame them for thinking that way? Not really. Excuse me, because a vast majority of people do mansplain in every conversation. Just like, you know, I don't know, bro. Can't believe 8 is the thing. Like, you can get to 8. Oh, man. Man. In some countries, bro, I don't even know how they be doing that out there. No lie. But, yeah, no, like, it's kind of valid in a way. It just makes you not talk to people. Yeah, no, I feel that. I don't know. I feel like it just depends. Like, you have to know how to talk to certain people. That's it. Just like code switching, you know what I mean? You might talk a certain way during a job interview versus how you talk to your friends. There are certain people that you might talk to a certain way and then other people that you might talk to a certain way. And I feel like that's something you just have to learn how to navigate in life in general. And especially as a man in, you know, 2022, 2023. So it's like, you know, that's not even really that bad, to be honest. But like I said, as a man, you should never be afraid to, you know what I'm saying, speak your mind, speak out your opinion. Me personally, I don't care how anyone feels about anything I say. You know why? Because at the end of the day, they're them and I'm me. So that's it. What I say, how I feel does not affect them. They will sleep perfectly well at night or not. I don't know their sleeping patterns. You know what I mean? And I'm going to sleep great every night. You know what I mean? After I say whatever I say, because that's what I believe in and that's it. You know what I mean? Now, I'm always open to a different perspective or hearing someone else's opinions, but I'm not going to, you know what I mean, give my opinion. Someone says I'm mansplaining and be like, oh, my bad. I'm never going to, like, that's how you felt about it because based on how I said what I said. Maybe I was in the wrong. Maybe my tone was wrong. You know what I mean? I'll accept that. I'll take accountability for that. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to be like, man, you know, I ain't having no conversation with nobody because, like, bro, come on now, bro.
It hurts women, it hurts men.
Be for real,
it's
bro.
It's just not a way for us to have a functioning society.
And at its core, it's completely hypocritical because the feminist plight is that women need to have a voice and they're being told they can't have a voice. And then they turn around and do the exact same thing and say, you're mansplaining me. You shouldn't have a voice about this topic because you're...
ain't worth it. So she's not even wasting energy engagement. And that's valid, though. I feel like that is definitely valid. There's certain people that it's just not worth wasting your time having a conversation with. That's definitely true. I don't know, bro. It just depends. That reminds me of that haircut video. The guy said, "Here you go." This. Yo, I was thinking about that video 2 days ago, bro. Like 2 days. Hold on. Now I gotta pull it up. Hold on. I gotta pull it up, man. Here. Oh, the closer. No facts. Hold on, man. Actually. Yo. That's not what I was looking for. Hold on a minute. Here we go. Did you get that thing oiled down? Yo, this is a great clip. I'm not gonna lie, bro. My taskbar up there is acting weird.
Did you get that thing oiled down? Oiled down.
Why is this volume so low? Hold on. Gotta turn it up, man.
Did you get it oiled up? Oiled up. Hold on, wait a minute. You talking about the oil change? Yeah. So why don't you just say that? I mean, what the fuck? Every time I come over here, you always gotta take me through this homosexual rigmarole, man, with your terminology, man. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Man, just come on, man. Finish cutting my hair. I can get the fuck up out of here, man. Come on, cuz. I got you.
Want me to get you from the back?
Shit, I'm at the end now. You want me to get you from the back? Get me from the back. See, this is this fucker I'm talking about. Take this motherfucking cape off. Get me from the back. You talking about taping me from the back? Travis, come on. Cut this shit, man.
You all love that video, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Man. And we're targeted because of our identity, and no one cares about it because we're supposedly in positions of power, so we don't get to be victims. We don't get to say,
okay, here we go. We don't get to be victims. We don't get attention. My daddy never loved me. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, be for real, bro. And the thing is, a lot of these people, a lot of their problems, like, in their views would make so much sense if they just, like, experienced self-reflection, bro. To be honest, he starts good. That's the thing. He literally always, like, it's like, okay, he had us in the first half, and then it's like, oh my God, why did we let him cook? Like, CJ, I want to, come on, bro. Fellow black man, I really want to hear you out, bro, but, like, come on, bro. You're losing me, man. You're losing me, bro. You're literally losing me. Just tell me Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate literally raised you, and this is just how you turned out, bro. Say that, bro. I'll pay for your therapy, bro. I will do that for you, man. You need it. Come on, bro. Be honest. How do we don't get to be victims? That's what I'm like, bro. Why would you want to be a victim? Like that doesn't sound like a fun time, bro. That, like, what? I just don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. We're only 11 minutes into this video, but we were recording for 40 minutes? Nah.
It should feel bad for us because
40 minutes and we're only 11 minutes in. Okay, I feel bad now.
We're men, so we don't get to have the luxury of having the benefit of the doubt of society or the media or any of those things.
You do, though.
And it's a shame. It's a shame.
Right. You do, though. Just, like, don't be weird. It's that simple. Anyways.
I'm going to speak about mansplaining from a different perspective because you guys are talking about controversial topics. I'm going to talk about it from just like a day-to-day perspective. In my relationship with my partner, how I try to be really mindful of mansplaining is when she is sharing her struggle. I think a tendency that can be conditioned in me through just how men dominate and want to have to solve problems and all that is I want to jump in and just solve it and try to explain.
I do that. I have to consciously not do that. And I didn't realize that was like a problem for a long time. People would tell me like whatever they got going on, I'd just be like, okay, just do this. And like, that's it. When 9 times out of 10, they just want to like get that off their chest and be heard. And that's it. That's it. That's all they want. You know what I mean? You know, women or men, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Any, like, whatever. A lot of people in general just really want to just be heard. And that's it. That's it. But a lot of people don't understand that, bro, because naturally as men, we want to solve problems. We are naturally problem solvers. That's how it is. So, you know what I'm saying? Someone presents us with a problem, we literally will try and think of how to fix it. A lot of people don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever, dude.
What's happening here and try to question her experience and be like,
that's true.
Hey, like, well, did you think about this? Did you think about that? Well, I see this. That inherently in itself comes off as mansplaining.
Which that can be helpful. It just depends on the situation and the person and what their needs are. And I feel like a lot of people don't like to even, you know what I mean, understand what that person may need when they're coming to them for something. That's really it. Like, what's the point? Hey, bro, like I said, a lot of people just want to get something off their chest and that's it, you know? They don't even want to, like, deal with it. But, you know, I feel you, though, because that's, like I said, that's what you know what I'm saying? I used to be like that. People present me with problems, I'd be like, all right, so, you know what I'm saying? Let's try this, let's try that, let's do this, let's do that. And then that's it, you know what I mean? Which in some cases is a very great conversation that leads to, you know what I'm saying, making progress towards fixing problems. But a lot of times, I feel like more times than you would imagine, a lot of people will present problems and come to you and need help, and all their help that they need is for you to sit there and listen to them and hear them out and engage in the conversation, and that's it. That's it, bro. And to be honest, it's so much easier. Because when you do that, then you can care even less and just be over with it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you can be invested and not invested at the same time. It's a balance. You gotta find the balance. Mom made you a better listener. W mom. Not gonna lie. But yeah, man, it just depends. But it also depends on the conversation. Because in some cases, you definitely need to present, you know what I'm saying, some solutions. But for the most part, it's like, bro, just hear them out. That's it. Just let them cook, bro. Let them cook. That's it. Let them cook. Let them cook. You know what I'm saying?
What is the counter to mansplaining is actually getting consent from the other person. How do you want to be supported? Do you want me to support you and listen to you? Or do you want me to help solve problems?
It's also, mansplaining is also not just a man having an opinion. Right. That's not the situation. The idea is when a man interjects an opinion that he either is not fully educated on or does not have the appropriate empathy to be able to talk about.
That's different than a woman doing that. Yeah, exactly.
That's my issue.
Then feel free when a woman does that to say you're woman's playing. I don't think that they'll get very...
There's a reason that term doesn't exist, and that's because you're not alled to do that towards women in society.
I promise you, if you did that, it would be just fine.
You just admitted
it would be.
I think that,
and that's the thing, and that goes back to what I said before about being scared to put, you know, speak your mind for real. If you want to say, you know, women-splaining is a thing, I feel like most people on Earth, men and women included, know that that's a thing. We just don't have a name for it, but it's a thing. It exists, and I don't think people would really inherently get mad at it if you decided to coin it as women-splaining, because you know, it's a thing that happens that women do sometimes. So you know. Like, I don't think people really gonna get mad at that when it's true. Just like the fact that you shouldn't get mad that mansplaining's a thing because it's true. You see what I'm CJ? Come on, bro. I know you watching this video, bro. We locked in right now, right? You see what I'm saying? He know what I mean. He know what I mean. I didn't worry about it.
The difference
you know what I mean, bro.
When if that were to happen to men, it wouldn't quiet our voices to being completely unheard. My wife is a physics and math teacher. If she has the answer to a question in a staff meeting, she's going to have to be louder than the men in the room because that is the way society has conditioned people to operate, especially in male-dominated spaces. Yeah. That's what mansplaining is. I have one more question. Is it about the word?
Yeah, that's what I is it about people getting hung up on like words like
really don't. Y'all have a lot of problems with a lot of these languages.
When you say mansplaining, you have to understand that subconsciously we're already creating a divide when really...
hold on, I gotta go back. I almost choked.
People to operate, especially in male-dominated spaces. Yeah. That's what mansplaining is. Is it about the word?
Yeah, that's what I feel.
I think that's what I think too, to be honest. I got it. Like when some of them be like, man up, or a real man wouldn't blink. I know where this is going and I like it. Oh wait, no, that is more so just toxic masculinity, not even mansplaining. That's just toxic masculinity, bro. That's just trying to make it seem like as a man, basically all that is saying as the man, you're not allowed to have emotions and you should never, you know, you should bottle your emotions until you're old and you drink till you die. And that's pretty much it, which is definitely not a good thing. And no one should ever do that. But whoa, my frame's dropping a little bit. Okay, never mind. We're good. But yeah, nah, bro, that'd be mad. That'd be so annoying. But yeah, that's just toxic masculinity though. Which is, I feel like women aren't going to change that. It's really up to men to change that, which I feel like too many men don't care enough, excuse me, to change it. And with this new generation of taters, it's just getting worse in a way. But I feel like there's enough people to combat it to where there'll at least be a balance. Because for a long time, it was just toxic masculinity and a few outliers, and that was it. But now we're approaching more of like some people in society get that that's not right. A lot of people think that that's how it should be. But there's too many, you know, soft, feminine, whatever you want to say men out there, you know what I mean? It's weird. But anyways, back to this. I feel like this is one of the most valid questions that have ever happened in a Middle Ground episode. Is it the word? I feel like bro is treating it like it's a slur. Mansplaining, that term, is literally, so it's like a rock hitting the glass window of his fragile ego as a man, to where it genuinely like makes him mad and just wants to combat it with, say, womansplaining, or just getting rid of it overall and saying it doesn't exist and it's not a real thing and it's not valid and whatever it may be. Like, to be honest, bro, I feel like it's like he's making it deeper than it needs to be. I don't know. You think it was always like this, divided the whole time? Like, just in general, like in the past, like there have been a lot of people that have been for women and a lot of people that weren't? No. I don't think so. Because I feel like, in a way, and it's funny because you would think that nowadays, I mean, we do live in a society where the suicide rate of men is growing annually. No, true. Very true. Because toxic masculinity is still very, you know what I mean? Still very prevalent, still a thing, still being pushed, but still being taught. It's sad. But, excuse me, I feel like, and it's so funny too, this is going to be very interesting. And the ones who get it will get it. The ones who don't, it's not for them. Yes, we live in an era where we have access to way more information and can technically be influenced more easily. But I feel like we're less likely to be influenced overall because we have different perspectives. We have access to different perspectives. I feel like back in the day, it was so much easier to be a toxic, you know, man and just give into the patriarchy and all that because you don't have that many reference points. You don't have that many actual influences. In most cases, it would be a young boy growing up. All they have around them is their dad, their uncles, maybe an uncle, you know what I mean? They probably didn't have that many male teachers, you know what I mean? Their neighbors probably, their dad's friends at work. That's about it, right? Their pastor, if they went to church, that's about it. So I feel like it was so much easier to be influenced by them because at that time, when that's all that you know, that's who you look up to. That's who you see as people that are successful, people that are doing it right, people that live life and they're older than you. So obviously back then it was like if they're older, they obviously know better. So that's it, right? So it's like at that point, whatever they say goes. And so that's why things like toxic masculinity were able to survive for so long because there weren't that many reference points. Nowadays, I feel like it's easier for people to, maybe not give into that because it's like, there's a lot more people that are able to get their opinion out and people are able to see different perspectives if they choose to, which most of the time they don't, but they can. So I feel like, it's way more divided now than it probably used to be, but there's really no way of knowing. Think about the age these taters exist. They've lived for a decade and 2 decades plus, so the culture has shifted a lot. No, very true. Very true. And that is true. I feel like a lot of people are definitely easily influenced now. Obviously. But, in general, I think overall we're less influenced as a society than we used to be. But yeah, I feel like a lot of taters are like in between the ages of say 10 years old and 35. Maybe 40, I don't know. And anyone above that, like they didn't even follow Andrew Tate, they just already thought like that. So it's like, you can't even really blame him for that because they were just raised the same way. So I do feel like, it doesn't really have much to do with being a child or anything, but I feel like a lot of those people though are just easily influenced. But at the same time, they may not be easily influenced because at the end of the day, Andrew Tate has practiced brainwashing. So like, you know what I mean? I don't know. You could walk down the street and say homophobic slurs like there was some comedic value and everyone could continue with their life. No, for real. Which in some cases, like this one movie, I think it was Hangover. And it actually is funny. It just depends on how it's said. Most of the time it was not said in that comedic tone, so it was not funny. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like it's weird. It's like we've kind of evolved and then like, regressed a lot at the same time. It's weird. It's very weird. I'm going to try not to pause anymore, bro. We're almost at an hour recording and we're only 13 minutes in. Oh my gosh, the 10-year-old Andrew Tate fan. They exist. Trust me, they do.
Y'all have a lot of problems with a lot of these languages.
When you say mansplaining, you have to understand that subconsciously we're already.
I mean, if we're being honest though, that's just Aiden Ross's chat. They don't say that they're 10 because you have to be 11 to be on Twitch. So they don't say that, but they're probably like 10. Come on now, dude. I bet you if you were like a substitute teacher and walked into any classroom right now, like how old are you? What grade are you in at age 10? Like 4th, 5th grade? Maybe 3rd? I don't know. You walk in, bro, like, you know what I mean? So one of them is going to say something. Whether they heard it directly from someone like Andrew Tate or from someone like Aiden Ross or just from like their older brother. You know what I mean? But either way, there's definitely a lot of 10-year-old Andrew Tate fans. It's weird to think about, but they exist. They definitely do.
Creating a divide when really a woman can mansplain by definition the way you guys are explaining it, and that's just as wrong as a man.
Why do you think they laugh when he gets swatted? I'm saying, bro. But I'm saying it's weird, bro. I feel like a lot of people, especially those people, they find entertainment in other people's, losses. Weird. But that's because they can't find entertainment in their own and they hate themselves and they need to go to therapy. That's about it, bro. They need to self-reflect and go to therapy and figure themselves out. Aiden Ross, Andrew Tate fans in the same class. I feel bad, bro. I literally have seen like TikToks and tweets and stuff from teachers talking about it, bro. I feel horrible for them because I feel like at the end of the day, we were kind of annoying back in the day, but we were annoying with like stuff that didn't matter. Like we weren't talking about serious topics. We were flipping bottles and playing with fidget spinners and you know what I mean? Like doing mannequin challenges and stuff like that. Like we were just doing dumb stuff, but like nothing crazy. These kids right now are like talking like they're 60 years old and know anything about the world and anything about politics. Like in a regular class when a teacher's trying to tell them about like the different phases of like water liquids, you know what I mean? Like it's tough, dude. It's really tough. And they don't get paid enough as is. So imagine now, you know what I mean?
does it. So why is
Shout
it
out to
called
teachers,
mansplaining?
bro.
Why isn't it just disrespectful?
So when your life is
exactly.
not at stake, when you're not being attacked, I think you can focus on language. When you're not at risk of being...
You live in U.S., dude. That doesn't
Men are attacked every single day.
Women are attacked more.
But I think from a societal standpoint, you guys talk a lot about social conditioning and how women feel uncomfortable. But don't you think this narrative that you're saying right now is contributing to that? Telling women that they should be scared when they're in an environment full of men. Telling women that, you know, they are oppressed, they are this, they're that. By telling women they're less than men.
Let me respond to that. They're not...
I feel like one thing that he's not understanding is that no one's telling anyone that or making it seem like they have to believe that. It's more so that people are becoming more aware of something that exists that is not like spoken about. Women are oppressed. Women are in danger around a lot of men most of the time. Just no one talks about that. So now people are talking about it, and now these people are making it, and people like them are making it seem like this is something that people are coming up with in some agenda that people are trying to push. When it's just a reality, bro. Like, to open your eyes and really, like, pay attention. It's like anti-feminists didn't grow up. Literally, bro. Literally. I bet you every single one of these guys were, like, the biggest lover boy, had a crush in 7th grade. She said, you know, their friends were like, what's the worst she could say? No. That's definitely not what she said. She said, like, ew, you're short and ugly, and imagine, boy, if you don't, like, you know what I'm saying, one of those. And now they just hate women, pretty much. But act like they care about women for real, so they say stuff like, you know what I'm saying? We need to, like, not push this agenda and let them know that, like, you know, we're equal but not the same, kind of. Like, that's their take. I can guarantee it. They haven't grown up, which, again, therapy.
Not telling them that. They're validating the fact that that's the reality.
Right.
Exactly,
Women
bro.
should be
I ain't gonna lie, Quan is carrying right now. We should be encouraged to be financially independent of men.
encouraged to be financially
Talk about
independent
it.
of men.
Hey, that ain't never happened to me. Not on that level. You over it though. It happens. You get over it, bro.
I think this one's a no-brainer, right? I believe that men and women are equal. They're just
This is why, you know what I'm saying? Kind of bag an OF girl, you know what I'm saying? Let's make her bag like top 5%. Nah, top 3%. There's a lot of people top 5. Top 3%, you know what I'm saying? You got your bag, I got my bag, we ball. You know what I'm saying? Like Destroy Lonely said, I buy her that, she buy me this. You know what I'm saying? Anyways.
It's not the same. And I think with that equality comes equal responsibility to be able to provide for yourself. And when I think about what could provide
Can't say I relate.
oppression, if that
Interesting.
Were to exist, would be this idea that they were tethered to men to live their lives. I think if you remove that tethering, then obviously women are free to do whatever they please and exit very bad situations. You know, one of the most unfortunate stories that you hear so often is that so many women are forced to live in very dangerous circumstances because they don't know who's going to provide for their child if they leave. They don't know who's going to provide for them if they leave. And so I think
exactly, bro. I will buy a Birkin if you buy me one too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is. Like, bro, I feel like once that energy can be reciprocated, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it. But if you ain't got no car, you know what I'm saying? You living with 5 people paying rent. Like, bro, no. Okay, I need a high value. Okay, no. Let me not bring out the high value and all that weird stuff. Let me not do that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. If you can't provide for yourself, what you doing, bro? Now, I'm not saying that I feel like it should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, you know, if you naturally take that stance of being the provider, you should be able to do that. But, you know, still make it make sense. I feel like if you go, you know what I'm saying, pay the bills and maybe get some gifts, you should be able to, you know what I'm saying, plan the trips. And when y'all want to dip out to Europe real quick, she got that. You know what I'm saying? And you got whatever else. Like, I feel like there needs to be a balance. Or at least some kind of balance. Not just, you know what I'm saying, how it used to be. He's the breadwinner and she's at home taking care of the kids. Like, that's weird. That's a weird mentality. You love them OF girls. No, I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to speak about this through a different lens. I think it should be like women should be empowered to
I ain't
be
gonna lie.
financially independent.
Do people make regular content on OnlyFans now? Like, still? It's 2023. Let's be honest. I don't think anyone is. I feel like I need to break that barrier, chat. I need to like make like build it. Like, I should build a house on OnlyFans, chat. Yo, nah, hold on. Should I build a house on OnlyFans, chat? That'd be low-key be fire. That'd be fire, I ain't gonna lie. Just like a TV series. Like, it's on OnlyFans. Pay-per-view. Yo, that'd be wild. Blueface got a show. I mean, yeah, but it's like sexual content though, right? Probably. But you know, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? We might have to finesse that.
Not
gonna lie.
Encourage versus
ICM
empower
cribs.
takes a different sense of support. Speaking
Or
to
we could build cribs for the babies, man. You know what I'm saying? We should do it for the children, man. You know, for the kids, man.
How men
Maybe we gotta
feel
watch that.
the need to provide. Sometimes when a woman makes more than a
I ain't paying
man,
for it.
men can feel like they're less of a man because the woman is taking more of like the boss and like provision kind of like role in the household. So I think that it's important to be able to equip women with being able to feel like they are empowered, and that is a feminist thing because it is breaking the gender norms of
What's
like
even
what
on?
is
The Blueface show? OnlyFans. He's actually one of like the top creators of OnlyFans in general because of his show. I remember seeing like a chart for it. It was like him, Tyga, someone else that's like not in rap that's also known, and then like everyone else, to be honest. You of all people talking about doing something for the kids, right, bro? Like, I don't know. But I just said cribs, so I thought about like baby cribs and like, you know, well, no, that could be cool. Way easier than building a house, to be honest. Like, I could build a crib in like 30 minutes. But a house, it's going to take a few days, man. At the minimum.
Masculine and what is feminine role.
Yeah, I also think it is important, though, in this conversation to recognize the women that don't want to be financially independent in a marriage.
Overall, I agree.
There's a lot of women in our country that enjoy.
I'd say that and then build a crib and be like, yeah, no, I'm done with this, bro. To be honest. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mothers, and I think being a mother is one
incredibly valuable.
Yeah, exactly, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're stuck in their situation because they're doing something very valuable by sacrificing that freedom in order to raise our next
It's
generation.
just giving a choice, right?
And their love is their labor,
Exactly,
right?
right,
Their love
exactly.
is their labor in their home.
Okay, I have a few different thoughts.
Here we go.
One of them would be the importance of the family. I think women should.
Oh my God. I don't get it. Like, I don't get why that's what matters the most to these people, bro. Like, you literally drive a car that uses gasoline and value family so much. How about value the home that they live on, bro? This dude's, like, great-grandchildren will probably die due to the earth being, inhabitable, whatever. We won't be able to live on Earth anymore. You know what I mean? He probably doesn't care about that. But like, it's so, family is so important. It is. And it's so weird to me that people still, like, hundreds of years later, like, that's still the most important thing. Like, overall, in every situation.
Go out and be financially
That's weird.
smart and know how to make money and be able to make money for themselves.
Weird to me, bro.
Being independent of men leaves this notion of that you can never trust a man or that men are unsafe. And the problem that this
Not W camera. Yo, Quinn is carrying this whole episode,
know how to
bro.
make money and be able to make money for themselves. But being
Zoom,
independent
bro.
of men leaves this notion of that you can never trust
He's
a
gonna
man
have
or that
kids?
men are unsafe.
Hey, bro. A lot of people have kids, bro. And as we've seen from the last few days, you know what I'm saying? These are people that are known with these allegations. Imagine how many people that are literally nobodies have these same allegations going around, except nobody will ever know because they have no type of emotion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm not saying he might be the type to do something like that, but let's be honest, people do it, right? If anyone's gonna do it, I'd bet on him before someone else. Just saying, it's not right. But come on, bro. Let's be honest. Let's really look at, you know what I'm saying, the things he's saying, what's going on. Hey, bro. Sad, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
And the problem that this brings
Quinn's
is
face,
in
bro.
the
He's like,
family.
huh?
Why?
Hold on, I'm just going to finish my thought. I'll explain. With the nuclear family, you have, and this is for both men and women, they're the most happiest when they are in that kind
so
of
real.
dynamic. And to your point
That's
about
so real.
marriages where women makes more than the man, that's one of the biggest indicators of divorce. And I think there's
bro,
a
look.
societal and honestly God-given responsibility for men to provide. So
I don't want to, you know, I'm trying so hard not to get on people during these interviews, during these videos, because like at the end of the day, they are just human beings that are, you know what I'm saying, giving off their opinions, and a lot of the times their appearance has nothing to do with it. But I just want to say, bro, Donovan, my guy, bro. I'm not trying to make fun of you, bro. You probably heard this in middle school, but those are some thick glasses, my boy. That's it. That's it. Look, bro, I had to get it off my chest. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, no. The glasses are cool. You know what I'm saying? Solid black square frames. I'm rocking with it. But come on, bro. Don't be talking to me with that fisheye, bro. Anyways, what is he even talking about? He ain't saying nothing, bro. I stopped listening 2 minutes ago. He really ain't saying nothing. If we be honest, he not.
Women are going to be independent of you. You're stripping away a lot of their purpose and
60
responsibility
minutes is crazy,
to be
yeah.
caretakers of women and to
We need for an
provide
hour.
for women. I would also say that the biggest group of people that are on antidepressants, and it's 1 in 4, are women that are 40, have a career, and have no family and no kids. Which is the real meaning of life.
Yo, bro, ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. What did he just say?
Also say that
their
the
faces,
biggest
bro.
group of people that are on antidepressants, and it's 1 in 4, are women that are 40, have a career, and have no family.
Look.
Which is the real meaning of life is community, family, and relationships.
Can I respond to one specific thing you said, which is
oh my God.
The demographic of women over 40 taking antidepressants, and you're using that as proof that they're the most depressed group. Men just kill themselves.
Yeah. Literally.
So
let's be honest. Hey, bro, let's look at the facts. In 2020, men died by suicide 3.88 times more than women. White males accounted for 69.68% of suicide deaths in 2020, bro. That's more than half. That's more than half of the entire population, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now look, I will 9 times out of 10 never really like defend white men like that, all right? But when it comes to death, bro, especially, you know what I'm saying, self-harm and things of that nature, bro, come on, bro. This is sad no matter who it is, all right? And this is the facts, bro. A lot of people love to bring stuff like that up. Come on, bro. Let's pay attention to the real problem here. You know what I mean?
That have killed themselves, if they didn't do that and we're still here, men would predominantly be more depressed.
There's no basis for
that. But also
the men statistically kill themselves more.
But we're talking about 2 completely different points.
Well, I think he's just saying that statistic is a little bit difficult to process.
It's out of context because the men that
there's other factors.
Yeah, there's other factors.
There's always going to be other factors, but that's a clear indicator that women at some point, whether they started wanting a career, will eventually want to fall into a role of being a mom, having children, because that is what women derive the most happiness from.
You got a lot of studies and stats over here, which is cool. But like when we're talking about financial literacy and financial freedom, there are a lot of women that have the ability, that decide to step back, all those types of things. None of that has to be taken away or omitted in order for them to be empowered. People should be able to do it.
And part of the reason for that is literally, I mean, just being treated poorly by society in general, but also, you know, especially leading up to now, I feel like with the younger generation, a lot of people men don't know how to be in touch with their emotions. So then they bottle it up their entire lives, and then it catches up to them. You know what I mean? And that way, women are predominantly more depressed. Wait, what? I don't know. But what's it called? They bottle their emotions their whole life, and then one day they just snap and can't take it anymore, and then that's it. Like, come on, dude. Come on, make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. Opinion on statistics. I feel like statistics are valid, but a lot of people get lost in them being statistics and not people. I feel like a lot of people see numbers and just think, oh, okay, so there's like they see numbers and percentages and just think like, you know what I mean? This is, you know, whatever. But like at the end of the day, these are human beings we're talking about. You know, so I feel like they're valid, but once you see them for what they really are, a lot of people don't do that. And they just see them as a certain number. You know what I mean? However many people died from this or did this to themselves or whatever. And they just don't see it as that. They just see that thing and a number and that's it, you know? But
households what they want to do. And I don't think anybody's trying to take that option away from women. I think y'all think people are, but I don't think that's really happening.
But they are. But they are. We see that in society today. People demonizing women for choosing to stay at home. Female empowerment also means empowering women, again, to make the choice that fits them, their choices, and what they want to do. It is just as powerful, just as influential, just as important as a choice to make to raise your kids at home, if that is what you want to do, and also be the CEO of Walmart if that's what you choose to do. We can empower women to be girl bosses, whatever else you want.
69% white males made the suicides in 2020, the rest of other races and women. Yeah, no, facts. Exactly.
Whatever you want to say.
Would you empower a male friend if he told you that he was going to quit his job to be a full-time stay-at-home father?
If he wants to.
What? So,
cash in, buddy.
That's good. I just want to make sure, because like you're only defending women who get demonized for doing this, and you're not like advocating for men to want to step up and do that too. You're only
because most men don't want to.
Why not? Why don't you want
because
men?
they don't want
because
to.
They just don't want to.
I don't want to.
I
just want to make sure I follow you.
That's pretty big. Literally, that's more than half. That's more than half. That's almost 70%. That's pretty big, man, if we're being honest. You know what I mean? You might as well call it 70, to be honest. We're rounding. But to be accurate, no. But, you know, that's a lot, man. That's literally more than half. Kind of wild. And was that stat in the US or was that globally? Was that a global number? I would say yes. Yeah, I would say so. Based on, you know, certain outcomes, I would definitely say that. Was that global or in the US? Either way, it's messed up. Regardless, but if it's global, it's like even worse.
Are you pro choices or pro less choices?
This is a trap. This is a trap.
What do you mean by that?
Are you pro choices? Are you pro less choices?
When I asked him why he doesn't encourage men, he said because they don't want to do that. So then why is it a problem if women don't want to be stay at home?
I'm not encouraging women to stay at home. I'm not encouraging women to stay at home.
What episode was Clarkson? He looks familiar now. I feel like he was in a different middle ground episode.
I'm saying that they have a choice, and I'm not for taking choices away from women. You may be. I don't know.
All right, reset.
Yikes. This is one of the first times we even heard the directors like more than just reading the prompts out. Yikes, dude, this is heated. We're not even halfway through, chat.
Period pain is exaggerated.
Nobody better move. Nobody better move here. I swear, bro, if anyone moves, you're done.
No one stepped forward for that.
You're done. I was about to say, bro.
I changed my mind.
I was about to say, bro.
Prompt. Innocent men suffer because of feminism.
Okay. So, am I gonna say every case isn't? No. As a blanket term, I would agree. But I feel like they're about to bring up some very rare cases and very rare examples and things that are unrealistic when it comes to defending them. Innocent people in general suffer because of whatever. Exactly. Radical feminism, yes. Of course. You know what I mean? Look at Tory Lanez. Now, at the same time, I wasn't there. I don't know if he was 100% innocent, all right? I want to believe that in my heart, for real. Free Tory. But I don't know, all right? So I'm not even going to, I'm not going to bring that up any further. But in general, all right, there are definitely a lot of cases where innocent men have suffered because of feminism, the same way that innocent men have suffered because of discrimination, racism, you know what I mean? Any type of bad thing or good thing you can think of, someone has suffered because of it. So overall, yes, I'll agree. What they're about to say, though, I most likely will not agree with. Most likely. I don't know. Not looking good, though.
So I think today in 2022, feminism has changed drastically. And I think it's really turned into demonizing masculinity in men while promoting masculinity in women.
Did he drop his album yet? I know he said he was going to drop an album like last July, but I don't think he dropped it. What did he say?
And with that, good men are being pushed to the wayside and pushing parts of themselves down and not embracing their own masculinity because society is telling them that it's wrong.
100%. I think like anything that is deemed masculine is seen as now toxic. And I see it all over social media. You can't really say anything or do anything, especially even like against or even for yourself. without it being like some weaponized in some way or shape or form.
Okay.
It's a shame that feminism has become.
So look, a lot of people left for an hour and 15 minutes. Yep, it's been an hour and 13 minutes, and we're 20 minutes into this video. Happy. So I feel like, again, this goes back to what I said earlier about not being a real man. All right, look, a lot of these people love to talk about what a real man is, how a real man. Look, bro, a real man is gonna take someone weaponizing anything that they may have said or anything that they may have, you know what I'm saying, and combat it as long as they know their truth. You know what I mean? That's it, bro. Who cares if you say something on the internet, someone weaponizes it? Okay, and if you a real man, you gonna double down and stand up for what you believe in even harder, bro. Like, come on, dude. Be honest with yourself. Like,
Less about actual equality and more about supremacy. It's not about equal rights between men and women. It's about women being superior to men.
Appreciate the
And
15
women
bits.
don't even like it anymore.
Andy with the 15 bits,
I
W.
hear conversations with so many girls that are friends of mine. They're like, I hate what feminism has become because it makes me feel as if I'm a victim, and also too that men aren't supposed to be men anymore.
Now, when we're speaking about radical feminism, yes, this is a valid take. Overall, though, when we're talking about actual feminism, come on now, dude.
It almost absolves us of the responsibilities that we have as males
But that's
in
real, though.
society
Radical feminism
to be
sucks.
providers, to be protectors.
Right.
And innocent men suffer because we're made out to be toxic because we're fulfilling our roles as men in this world. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and I mean, I disagree a little bit with saying that men have to be providers, but I think, you know, demonizing those men is part of the problem.
Yeah, you know, I would disagree a little bit, but I think also too, though, what we probably would agree on is that in a society that makes women feel as if they need to be more like men, all you get is really bad versions of men. And when you have men who are increasingly more feminine, you get men who aren't being men at all anymore. And I think like that's a huge societal problem, and we see the ripple effects.
I genuinely hope someone on the opposing side asked all of them, what defines a man? That literally is the question that I feel like we're going to get a different answer out of everyone for. And that really goes to show that their view is literally just like not valid, bro, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's valid for them, but overall it's not valid. I feel it. Because, like, what does that mean?
The consequences of that every single day.
When
what does that mean?
Hearing y'all talk, y'all have a huge misconception of even what feminism is.
Well,
the goal of feminism isn't to demasculate men. The goal of feminism is to fight for social, political, and economic equality for everyone, regardless of your race,
opportunity
gender,
or equality of outcome, because it used to be equality of opportunity, and that's when I would say I would be a feminist.
But either
now
way,
it's become equality of
But
outcome.
either way, what y'all are talking about is feelings.
Right.
Y'all talking about, I don't like how women make me feel in society about crying, how women make me...
Well, the question was about feelings.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
It was about our men affected, that's feelings.
Yeah, but,
so yes, that's
but
the conversation.
feminism itself is not
For
about
equity,
feelings. It's about, like you
real.
said, outcome. It's about the wage gap. It's about having access to...
Which doesn't
I feel like
exist.
equity would make way more sense. It's just, I feel like the way society is set up, equality is the best we're going to get, to be honest. For a while, at least. I feel like eventually we could get to a point where equity makes sense and it's like, okay, you know what I mean? You need this, boom. You need this, boom. But we're definitely not even going to get close to that if we don't even tackle equality, bro. If we can get that done, then we're good. Then we're good. Then people will realize, you know, maybe this isn't really as good as it could be. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how it is.
Right? But anyways,
Hold on. No, you didn't let me talk, though. Hold on. No, you didn't let me talk, though.
It's about feelings, right? You
Definitely
want to talk about how
equity
men feel,
there.
let's talk about how women feel. Let's talk about feminists.
Again, it's not
have
about
turned-
feelings, period.
how
That's my
feminists have
point.
turned
It's
on
not
other
about
women.
it's not about
have
feelings,
turned on
period.
other women.
Wait, can we have the prompt again?
Yeah, let's cut back to the prompt because it didn't have feelings.
Exactly.
It's about
Because my first thought to what defines a man is the private parts. Is that crazy? Hey, bro. At the end of the day, if that's your view, then that's your view. You know, I feel it. I can't get mad at that because biologically, you know what I mean, on a literal biological level, pretty much, they pull a baby out, they see what's in there. You know what I'm saying? With some balls, boom, man. You know, that's how it is on a base level. So I feel that. Like where I was getting paid for managing, he was getting paid way more than women. Probably doing more. Yikes.
innocent
We'll see.
men
We'll see.
suffer because of
what are you
feminism.
talking about?
And so can I pose this question?
But that is still about
on a
feelings,
day on a day-by-day basis, do you
How's a manager getting paid nearly the same as female associates? Now we're part-time. Wait, whoa, part-time? No, hold on. Nah, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Yeah, that's wild. In a situation like that, yeah, we definitely, you know what I mean? That's kind of crazy, dude. That's actually wild. Yikes. Females are getting paid more than the males in the store, actually. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a, you know, a feeling of guilt or something from the higher ups to where they were like, all right, you know, just give them more just cause. You know, that's kind of what that seems like, which is weird. That's very weird. And it honestly, I feel like in the long run is more harmful than not paying them as much. Yikes. That's a whole different combo though. That's crazy.
You're negatively affected by feminism?
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
I really believe
Yeah.
it. Can you
I feel like in most cases, especially when it comes to like economics and stuff like that, equity is way better in every situation. For sure. Way better. I feel like overall though, like when we're talking like from a society standpoint, equality is definitely better because too many people don't even view women as people still and like as their own, you know what I mean, free thinking like humans. So equality is definitely necessary there, but you know, in cases like I said, economics, things like that, equity is just necessary in every situation for everyone. You know what I mean? Men, women, black, white, whatever it may be, bro. But anyway, what if the higher ups got caught doing something? Like I said, bro, probably guilt. That's probably what was happening, bro. Before they was probably, you know what I'm saying, trying to get a little under the table, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? And then they got caught and it was like, hey, bro, you have to pay us more or you're done. And, you know, it's tough, dude. But that all stems from the same place.
Can you explain to me how on a day-by-day basis
It makes
it affects you negatively?
because again, masculinity has this mythical eligibility of power.
Wait.
When someone, feminist, what have you, challenges that, it feels like oppression to them. So it feels like something is being done. That's just my perception. Feel free to disagree, but that's what it looks like to me.
I'm not oppressed, so I challenge that perception. But also, too, to go back to your point about feminism.
Women view men as baby makers and providers just because of how much radical feminism actually exists right now. No, literally. A lot of women, unfortunately, right now view men as baby machines, ATMs, and like, you know, meal tickets. And that's it. And it's sad, bro. It's like basically society is just like a seesaw right now, bro. It's like we're either gonna view men as superior and women as not people, or we're gonna view men as less than and useless outside of a few things that they can provide for women, and then that's it. You know, it's weird. It's like we need to find a balance here because both sides suck. Like if we're being honest, both sides suck.
That may have been true with first-wave feminism, but with third-wave feminism, that is no longer the case anymore.
I would even argue because first-wave feminism and
Guys,
third-wave
bring it back to
feminism.
the prompt. And then also just, I love the ping-ponging, but just make sure we don't have 5 people talking on top of each other.
All right. There's another side to this
W
too.
director.
It's the patriarchy. And so
they have the
that is
table
what
talk?
you are talking about. It is
What?
the pressure to be strong, the pressure to protect.
But in what ways is our society a patriarchy today? I know you said values, so I would want to get clarification on what you define a patriarchy.
So we should define patriarchy as a group, because I personally am still having a hard time defining it today because it is so
we're talking
massive.
about something that you can't even define.
So, I'll try and define. Do you want me to try?
Yeah, let's do it
In a
together.
broader spectrum, I'd say patriarchal is the societal structure that we have set up that's kind of, what's the word, sociological values of how we set up a hierarchy in our society.
But
And so it's not
is
a
defined
little...
by, you know, where men are in charge and hold power.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that it's a literal thing where there's some document that somebody wrote.
Oh, the table talk. Do you believe in women bring less to the table? Bring less to the table than men. Something like that. Yeah, that would actually be a great prompt, not gonna lie. Dang, I actually do hope that that's in there. I would love to hear some of their takes. I don't believe it. For real, I want it to be like you only see women like that on the net. Nah, for real. I feel like for the most part though, you really do. But that ends up leading into other women So the people thinking like that in real life, like even if it is starting on the net for clicks or for clout or, you know, for whatever it is, a lot of people, like I said, are just easily influenced to where they will genuinely take that and live their daily life thinking like that because of, you know what I mean? Like, it's sad. And that's why it may seem like our generation is more easily influenced, but it's not even like that. But, you know, the net is in the woman, or in the women, you know?
That men are in charge, women are second. It is a set of sociological values that you see.
So we're changing the definition of patriarchy, which is fine. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
That's what my definition is. I didn't say there was a set definition.
But that's a red herring.
That's how I define it.
Are you saying we're not in a patriarchal society?
No, I don't believe we are today. So the whole idea that our country is an oppressive patriarchy, it just really gets under my skin because nobody's able to actually tell me what that is. Well, by definition, the patriarchy would be a society where men have power over women and women don't have a voice. And in today's society, that's just not true. Obviously, some people have power over others, but in our society, that has more to do with economic status than actual sex.
So going back to the prompt, right? The prompt is innocent men feel attacked by feminism.
Suffer
from feminism,
attack
right?
is,
So, if
Now, listen,
you-
this is crazy. I mean, most females already just live their lives online, so that kind of is transferring to you. No, very true. Very true. Now, look, I'm sorry. Every time Clarkson speaks, I just think of this scene. I just think of this scene, bro, every single time. Oh God. No. Anyways, you know,
make a mistake,
I am not getting another strike.
should be held
No,
accountable
sir.
to that mistake.
Absolutely.
Now with the forms of internet coming out and communication going everywhere, y'all are talking about feeling
Yikes.
attacked for being able to
I
say
keep thinking
certain
of it.
things or
I had
not.
to.
Attacked.
If you
I just
are-
think that psychologically that
does
some
suffer.
innocent men do suffer
But
from
I
the
would say they
narratives that
also
are pushed from
suffer
feminism.
if you're speaking about laws. I think feminism has changed a lot of laws, but that now all are women beneficiaries. So if you look at divorce courts, if you look at family courts, if you look at abortion, if you look at a whole host of laws, all of them are women primary. Men are heavily affected by those.
Going back
So
to-
I disagree actually on that. I don't actually agree on the whole loss stuff. But just going back to like the prompt on the suffering thing, I do think that you have to be aware that a man can't just go and say whatever they want,
Right.
where a
Nobody
female
can.
can't.
Should they be
That
honest?
is not
Nobody
true.
can.
A female can say a lot more than a man can, especially online, on social media, on the internet.
but a man
There's a
can
lot
also
of
Okay.
rape. There's been a rape.
So look, a lot of people love to say stuff like this, like, you know what I mean? People can say whatever they want on the internet. The internet is not a real place. You cannot go to the internet. You cannot take a vacation to the internet. You cannot be in the internet. You can't be on, like, you know what I mean? It's not a real place. It's a, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like a lot of people love to base a lot of things around that. And it's like, dude, at the end of the day, like, you don't have to live your life like that. Sure, society has pushed it to where most things are internet based. Makes sense. It's easier to live life on the internet, but it didn't always exist. So it's possible to do so without it, which means if you genuinely hate the internet that much or hate that, you know what I mean, people can get away with certain things, bro, throw all of your technology out the window and live like it's 1970, dude. Like, if it's that deep, you know what I mean? I don't know. Just being a living legend, nah, for real. Bro, we need like a social experiment so people take the internet less seriously. I think that's what the whole social experiment era was for, and it didn't work, to be honest. It's tough, man. Look at Zach King, bro. Zach King literally made a career out of showing people to not believe what they see on the internet, bro. Like, he's literally a magician, was like, hey, I'm gonna do these videos and make people think it's one thing and then it's something else and then tell them it's fake. And now he's just a really big content creator. You know what I mean? People are kind of just gonna believe whatever they want to. And it's really hard to change that, but, you know, people definitely take it seriously. But I mean, at the same time, though, look at religion, bro. People literally take everything in, you know what I mean, whatever religion. I ain't trying to talk down on it like that. I respect it all. But a lot of people take every single word in pretty much every single book in whatever religion serious. And, you know, accurate to what it is and just direct. And that's it. You know, when 9 times out of 10, that is not what it's for. It's about interpreting it yourself and figuring out your meaning depending on, you know what I mean, what you're going through, what life is throwing at you, and what the book says. You know what I mean? A lot of people just take it as it says this, so this is how it should be, and this is how I'm going to live my life, and that's it. Weird. Very weird. They do the same thing with the internet. Like, it's weird. Oh, so Bush. Which Bush?
A woman said no one will judge an eye. Cancel culture doesn't come in. But if a man said that same thing, they would get canceled immediately. I believe men today are really weak. Mostly they're lazy, and I feel like there's no courage. I feel like men today are okay with being losers, and I mean, more men need to stand up for what they truly believe in, and I feel like there's not enough.
Okay, so look. Clovers, my guy. I know, it's funny in my head though. Real. Clover, look. I know you did not just say something about men being losers and needing to stand up for what they believe in, when about 20 minutes ago, in the actual video, not my video, you said that you're afraid of putting your opinion out there. Sometimes. I mean, just now you said that women can say whatever they want on the internet, and the same man can say something similar and get canceled for it. If you were truly a real man under your beliefs, that wouldn't matter. Right? Like, you know? What if God did a social experiment? I feel like that's low-key what, like, you know what I mean? Animals are for humans. At least the relationship that humans and animals have. I feel like it's all a social experiment. Low-key. That's why we have videos of like monkeys just like begging for food from humans, because it's like, you know, will they give it to them? You know, I feel like he be testing us a lot, to be honest. It's low key though. It's never big. That's why you don't notice it. But I feel like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like every day, like if you're on the highway and you see a turtle in the middle of the road, certain people are gonna, you know what I mean, try and stop traffic, maybe even cause an accident to get it out the street. You know, most people probably won't. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And imagine there ain't nothing after life. Hey, bro. It depends on what type of nothing. If we're talking about nothing as in, you know, it's like nothing like physical, like how it is on Earth here in life as we know it right now, you know, that might not be so bad. But if it's nothing like just nothing, just like a void of nothingness, your consciousness is just floating in nothing, that would suck. That would definitely suck. But, you know, stuff. Let's try not to get too deep on that level right now. We should talk about women.
Back to the prompt. Do innocent men suffer from feminism? I think look at with this entire Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation that happened this past year. You have all these feminists rushing to the camp to defend Amber Heard, and then all those things come out during that trial, and people are like, maybe Johnny Depp isn't the horrible guy that we thought he was, right? So that is an example of feminism radicalizing these people to just be like,
I feel like too that the fact that we don't know where consciousness really stems from or where it goes after death is why I don't agree with most pro-lifers whenever they say life starts at conception. Because at the end of the day, if it did, you would remember your parents getting it on, and when you were like made, you would remember that because you were conscious for it, right? You weren't. Most people are not conscious until a little bit after they're even born, to be honest. So, you know, kind of weird, man. I don't know.
Anti-male, and I'm going to go root against this guy. But to the point,
I just wonder where it goes afterwards.
We have 30 seconds left on this prompt, so just finish your thought.
But yeah, but also to Brett Kavanaugh. Big example there. You have all these allegations that come up when he's going to be the Supreme Court justice that never came up before.
Right, exactly.
What did that do as far as enable people who have fake accusations to say, I'm going to ride the coattails of the Me Too movement and ruin innocent man's life?
Really quick though, where's Brett Kavanaugh right now? He's on the Supreme Court?
He's on the Supreme Court. Thank God.
And then Johnny Depp, was he convicted of a crime?
Doing this to that no went shabong boing? Exactly, bro. Like literally, dude. Like, and even so, you're not even conscious of that either. Because if that's true, we would be probably half conscious in the nutsack and also, you know, as the egg. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't start that early. And a lot of people don't get that, but that's because they just don't think about it because they're not actually self-aware. Tough, dude. And it's funny because those are the same people that are afraid of AI or robots becoming self-aware. Kind of funny when they're not either, but I don't know.
Because truth won the day.
But that's the point.
He
so
won
like,
in
yeah,
spite of feminism.
There's a pendulum, and for a really long time, people weren't called out for things, people weren't held accountable. So now, yeah, the pendulum's swinging. Maybe there are going to be some false accusations and stuff going too far. I would rather have 1 million false accusations, like over 1 million people that deserve to be in jail not being in jail. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather people go through false. You'd rather have.
What if you remembered being in the stomach? Yo, that would be fire because my mom tells me about this one time all the time. When I was in her stomach and I like did like a full like flip in there and she was like looking down like, what is he doing? I genuinely wish I could remember that, bro. Cause that would have been so hard. Like imagine just be like doing like a whole flip. Okay, I'm kind of in a weird position now. Sorry. Let's pretend like that didn't happen. That was awkward. This chair is definitely not meant to be spun around in. But anyways, we aren't able to retain memories from infanthood. No, my earliest memory is literally oh, no, bro. But my earliest memory is literally sitting on my mom's bed at like 1-something years old, watching SpongeBob and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That's it. You know what I mean? I feel like my consciousness, even still, didn't really start for a while until after that. To be honest. Whoa. I'm not. Why is it turning red? I'm not even dropping frames. Chat, spam one. Spam one. Server connection timed out. Yo, what's going on with Twitch, bro? What's going on with Twitch? Yo, ain't no way. 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 OBS, lock in, bruh. Yo. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Literally ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm not even dropping frames. Like, I'm literally not even dropping frames. Am I back? I'm not back. I'm back in the chat room, but I'm not back. I can't even see the chat. I only see it on screen. Yo. Okay, we're back. Delay is a minute long. Delay is literally a minute long. All right. Come on, Twitch. Lock in, bro. Like, literally lock in. Can't even stop the stream in 5 seconds. So for the people on YouTube that are still watching, you know, sorry about this weird intermission. You know, obviously I do this stuff live. You know, keep the Twitch link in description. And you know, my stream right now in the past, by the time you see this, is currently lagging for no reason. No internet issues. No, none of that. Just, yeah. I'm restarting my stream. How y'all doing over there on YouTube, man? Is this thing still going? No, it's not. I'm still recording though. Stream reconnecting. Why is it reconnecting? I literally just like, bro. Like, stop the stream, bro. Stream info failed update. It's Twitch's fault. It's literally Twitch's fault, bro. Are we offline? Are we offline? Connected. Caterino. My stream should be over. I'm probably not going to cut this out either. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, you can just skip forward. All right. You know, it'll play at some point. I'm not really sure when right now, but it will. It's saying my stream is still going. Chat, spam one if you can hear me. Starting my stream. Okay. Delay. Why is it trying to stop? Chat, spam one if you can hear me. Chat, spam one, spam one, spam one, spam one. This isn't weird. Okay, ones. We got some ones coming in. It's looking good now. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's looking good. Never mind. Bro, I just want to get through this video, bro. Okay, ones. More ones. Disconnected on Chatterino. Frames are dropping, reconnecting. I swear, if I have to scrap this whole video, dude. I'm not even like running out of space or something either. I don't know, man. I'm gonna keep it going. I don't really want this video to be too much longer. It's already gonna be like 2 hours for sure.
A million people that are guilty on the streets, then a million people that are not guilty have to go through a trial.
I would rather
All right, reset. Women are fit to be president.
Yeah, anyone else?
I mean, really, this is a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, I think that this is, I expected this to be unanimous, but
Okay,
I
it's
think
getting
this will
better.
probably be the
I'm not gonna lie. Delay's terrible though.
agreement amongst the group today. I think that anyone who's born in America above the age of 35 that's not a felon, you can be president.
Right, and I think a lot of times in these conversations we focus on the differences between men and women, but just, you know, based off of studies, men and women are very similar creatures. I mean, we're the same species, we think the same on most levels, and to say that a woman can't do the same job as a man, to me, is completely regressive. Now, I consider myself an anti-feminist today, but this is the type of question that I would be a feminist for 50 years ago. To me, it should be a unanimous, thing stepping forward, but I look forward to hearing what they have to say.
Okay, the stream is still up. The stream is still up. It's just delayed like a minute, like a full minute, plus mobile lag, plus whatever other type of lag y'all got. So it's probably, I'm gonna do a full like reset after this video, but I'm gonna just finish it because it's like I can't stop it right now.
I think eligibility and optimal option is the difference. I think a woman can be eligible to be president. I think is it the optimal situation? No. I would kind of disagree with you where you say men and women are generally the same. I think we're completely different in the way that we process information, the way that we make choices, the way that we build society. Men are very hierarchical in nature, so it's very merit-oriented. I think women are a little bit more communitarianism or communism. That's what I'm looking for.
Communism.
Communistic.
You mean community-based?
Community-based, right. Thank you. Where everybody gets one. So you get one. It's not really based on output, which I think is good in some cases, but I think in a general scheme of building a structure of government, I would say having it more merit-based, very capitalistic, where you go out, you work for your living, you provide for your family. I think that's the way that men typically build society.
So
that's weird, though. Like, that's weird.
Even a woman whose worldview aligns with yours, you don't think that she would be fit to be president, even if every single view she has aligns.
Right, like I said, she could be fit, but is it the optimal situation?
No, why would she? So is the only reason she's not optimal because she's a woman?
I would say it's not optimal because God called men to be the leaders of society.
So again, you keep going back to God, and we keep trying to center Christianity as like the know-all, end-all. What about all the religions that had female goddesses and matriarchal systems?
We also don't have to sidestep Christianity as if there were not any female leaders in the Bible either.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go for my reason why.
Hey, let's be honest. Who birthed baby Jesus? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Who did it? Come on now.
She was in
Come on now,
London,
bro.
and it's before their current prime minister. I'm forgetting her name, but she was their mayor for about 2 months.
Prime Minister Liz Truss of Britain announced her resignation on Thursday, bringing a swift end to a 6 week stint in office.
And she ran away. She pretty much resigned, was done with it. And I do personally think that women are more emotional beings. We are not similar.
And that's actually not factually true. There are big differences between us, and those differences are very vast.
109 seconds? Yikes, dude. Almost 2-minute lag. This is OD.
On the spectrum, but we are a lot more similar in the way we process information.
I was just trying to finish what I was saying. I was pretty much like trying to go to the point of feminism has created, especially Western women, to be more emotional, more radical on like their decision making, and more like just more emotionally charged. And that's where I brought up the London thing, where I feel like that's a good example of that happening, where the pressure got to him. Resigning is coward to me, like being a coward.
So has a male president ever resigned?
I'm not sure, but
Richard, so yeah, if I can
there's been a lot that have resigned. Come on now.
Richard Nixon, it was because he was getting like put into crime. Like that was a
so it's like double.
Yeah, so
that's not better. That's worse.
Yeah.
So if I can interject, so you're kind of using this one anecdotal evidence of like, oh, this one woman got in office
one time.
Are you aware of all of history? Because like, literally, men led pretty much every nation. I'd say about 99% of nations forever.
That is great.
Like, yeah, all the good things that have happened from nations, sure, you can attribute that to the men. Every bad thing is also attributed to men. I'm not using this as an argument to say men are bad and shouldn't be leaders. What I'm saying is you can point to any person that did a bad job, and then you can latch onto their gender and say that's a reason why that gender shouldn't do something. It's not a good example. It doesn't make any sense.
But I do want to go back to you saying a woman as a leader and how some of those things might not be fit to be president.
Right.
I think that when we talk about a lot of the problems men are facing, a woman being president could actually help some of those, especially in facilitating a society where talking about your feelings is more accepted. I do believe in a 100% merit-based society, which is why I believe that anybody, man or woman, gay or straight, black or white, can be president if they have the merit to be so. But I think that to say that just because a woman makes some decisions differently would somehow have a negative impact on society is all just based off of assumption, when it could actually have a very positive one.
The gender pay gap is real.
Here we go. Oh, we actually got
I agree
you.
that the pay gap is real, but I don't agree with the studies that a lot of people use to say that it's solely based because of being a woman, rather than taking into account career preference, time taken off, the actual way you do your job. There's a lot of other variables that go into these studies, and a lot of times I see the feminist movement say, oh, if you're a woman, you're gonna make less than a man, and it's just a lot more complex than that.
So I agree that it's a nuanced conversation. So there's two things that I want to put on it. My dad, right, do you think my dad raised my brother and I and my sister the same?
Obviously not, no, I would hope not.
Well, yeah, but like in the sense that my dad pushed me into different things than he pushed my sister towards. I think women are raised in a way where they're not encouraged to pursue their interests. And now we're starting to get to a generation where I think that might happen, but it's going to take some time. But then the second one is going to be that you get what you negotiate. And this is, I can only give personal experience again. My dad has worked in HR of a company. They offer men more at the start than they do women, because men are more likely to negotiate anyways. Women are more likely to take the first thing that is offered.
That's true, yeah.
So, and that is the thing where they take advantage of the fact that they know women feel uncomfortable in a male-dominated space. So you're going to get a job interview. You're getting interviewed by a man. Everyone you saw when you walked in, for the most part, was a man. And then they offer you a salary. You're going to be a little bit less likely to push back. But that's not on my personal experience.
But that's not on the company in that example. That's on the women, unfortunately, right? They have to be their own best advocate. They have to stand up for themselves. They have to negotiate better. You look at this issue.
Pay them more.
When you look at
But
when you look at this issue of the gender wage gap, also too, it's the narrative that surrounds it is absolutely factually untrue. You're looking at the average income or salaries of men and the average incomes of women, and obviously there's gonna be a difference. Men and women choose to do different things. Like you said, men tend to dominate higher paying industries, higher paying careers. Women tend to go do other things.
I also think that there's a level of preservation that is omitted in these types of conversations. You guys say it's nature, right? I have 2 daughters. If I push my daughters into a male-dominated space, bricklaying or something like that, who are my kids gonna have to work around? Are they gonna have to endure locker room talk? Those are things that are real things that I'm gonna have to entertain in my thought process when I decide where I'm gonna push my child. So that's why I'm saying it's not just nature.
Yeah, you're probably gonna hear this late. Stream crashed, bad. Restarted it, still bad. So I'm gonna finish this video and then watch it. Chats and emo only. You know the vibes.
Our societal,
you'll hear that in 2 minutes.
There are societal things in place that put women at a deficit when it comes to making money.
If a woman feels intimidated, that's on her. Like, that is on her. She needs to fight it. And I don't believe.
What did he just say? Wait, do you not have any lag? Do you not have any? Wait, what? You don't have any lag? How? It literally says 109 seconds. Weird. Yo, Twitch needs to lock in, bro. What's going on?
I believe the wage gap exists because you're given the same opportunity to earn the money. The fact that you don't fight for your salary or don't fight for the wage because you feel uncomfortable, it's on you. At the end of the day, it's on you. If you go in and you're applying for a job and you feel intimidated and then they say, oh, we're gonna pay you minimum wage, and you agree to it when you know you should be earning like $20 or $30 or whatever, it's on you. You can't cry about it and say, oh, this is because men dominate.
Wait,
Well, so
I'm sorry, can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's on the woman that she feels intimidated, right? That's kind of the paramount. So then, is that the same when it comes to like once you're actually hired and once you are the energy or the environment that you work in as well?
Yeah.
So so the company has no responsibility to make a safe work environment or anything like that?
I never said that.
I'm asking you.
But feeling intimidated is not the same as being intimidated or being constantly pushed to.
Yo, Quinn's face. Yo, bro. Like, bro is constantly contradicting himself. Constantly. I can't even speak on this anymore, bro.
Like intimidate.
Make it make
sense. If I were to you and go, yo, I'm gonna hit you, or yo.
No,
you know
I wouldn't say
like,
that. The idea that women are tasked with their own social context and creating the environments for themselves that they want to operate within, even though they are continually stripped of power, is infuriating and is disrespectful. It echoed the sentiment of black people keeping themselves down because of the acknowledgement of racism.
I think we all agree teachers, nurses, medical professionals, objectively important jobs for the fabric of society.
in the United States.
And we clearly undervalue these industries that are women dominant. Do you think that that's just a coincidence?
No, where
Leamy is low key like, that is such a shot in the dark. Literally, bro said PogChamp. I mean, that was pretty decent timing though, since Quentin was just talking. But like, bro literally just said PogChamp knowing that there's a 109-second delay. Anything could have been said just now, and bro was just like PogChamp 3 times. Like, that was actually great.
I would agree with you. I do think that teachers and nurses should make more money, but that doesn't factor into
we got like 20 minutes left.
Pay gap, because if a man goes to be a teacher, he's still going to get paid the same amount as a woman.
All right, let's take a job where men and women both participate. Like, World Cup's going on right now. Look at the U.S. American men's team and the women's
The men's team is also significantly more skilled than the women's team and brings in a bigger audience.
More people watch
Skilled
it.
how?
More people watch it. Do you think people that play in the WNBA should be making the same thing as NBA players?
Exactly. I don't think NBA or WNBA players should be making more than teachers.
That's not my question. In 2022, women are not victims. But yet we live in a society that glorifies being a victim, glorifies being oppressed, glorifies people.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm doing this all day. And to be honest, I don't care, but like, I'm gonna say sorry. I just have to, because I brought it up the other day. Hold on, man. Where's the original? I literally just put up the original clip the other day. Why did it not pop up? Not on Wildin' Out, bro. What is going on with YouTube, dude? There we go.
Whatever it is you need God to do, He just told you it's done right now. What did you come here for? What did you come down here for? Tell me.
To get delivered more.
To get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free?
Yes, sir.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them.
I'm not gay no more.
I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
I had to, bro. I'm sorry, like it's just the same vibe. Anyway, bro.
Feeling bad.
Anyway, my
for
bad.
you.
My bad. That was wrong. My
Honestly,
bad.
all it does is, again, it provides another disservice to the people that are these so-called victims.
I haven't always
Imagine the PogChamp came in right there.
understood
Yikes.
consent in intimate relationships.
Okay, this will be interesting to see. Oh, wow, I'm actually surprised he came forward.
One of the problems is consent is not always clearly communicated, and I think that's one of the things that has kind of been weaponized against men.
Excuse me.
Whether the woman wasn't excited about it, or she didn't like the guy, or she was drunk, or all these things that they can use to remove their consent and their responsibility in that. It would ruin the romantic image of that guy if he asked to kiss you, or if he asked to have sex with you at every single point.
Yeah, my experience with it has been a little bit different. As a black kid, I was taught that if you engage in a romance with a white woman, it's a possibility that she might falsely accuse you of something.
Yeah.
So I've always been, I guess you can say hyper consensual.
Mm-hmm.
What that has done for me
Very true.
is it has revealed the bullshittery that is all these like backdoor cuts that men act like women take to accuse them of things. It's super possible to never engage romantically with a woman in a way that she doesn't want. It's not even hard.
Right.
It's not.
There's enthusiastic consent.
Enthusiastic consent means looking for the presence of a yes rather than the absence of a no. Now, listen, chat. This is literally perfect timing, considering that we talked about Andrew Callahan earlier today. You know what I mean? I feel like in his case, pestering will never lead to this. Never.
Like want to feel like you're talking somebody into something, or like they are okay with it. Right. You have sexual encounters with people that want to have the sexual encounters, that are excited about it, and like that's something that like I do think gets lost. Like consent. One more thing, really quick. I know young men that like definitely didn't want to have sex as much as they were, and they were men, but they feel like they had to. They don't, and it's like these things. Like, it's informing young people. Like even though you don't want them to have sex at a young age, you have to inform them of it because they'll do it wrong if you don't.
Exactly.
It's baked into our culture from the music that we listen to. It's in porn. It's a dominating culture. When you go into a relationship, these are the things that you see, so you try to enact on that. Consent doesn't make you any less of a man. Consent is really creating safety for the other person to mutually just be down for it
and have fun, bro. I feel like I don't understand how people could like be okay with doing something with someone when it's like not like even fun at the very least for both parties, or however many. I don't know what y'all got going on, but like that, like I don't understand that. Like what, bro?
Honestly, I didn't really hear anything that I disagreed with over here. It's just the only thing in this conversation that I worry about is lack of accountability. Because a lot of times, women or man, doesn't matter what your sex is, if you're engaging in sexual activity, you can pretty much signal that it's consensual, and it can get confusing. But then if a woman or if a man doesn't verbalize it and then they go back, they confuse consent with regret. And I've seen that a lot in court cases or just throughout our culture.
That's where the coercion thing comes, right? And like the context around, like the context surrounding, like if they were to say no, would they have been safe? Would there have been repercussions? Are you putting them in a position where
or is that on the woman? Because if they agree,
it depends on the situation.
Unless they were raped.
Like the Harvey Weinstein thing. Like if any of those women say no, their careers are ruined.
One of the most powerful men in Hollywood whose many sex crimes helped ignite the #MeToo movement was convicted of 3 to 7 charges in his second sex crime trial. Wow, I didn't realize it was that little. I thought it was way more than that.
Right.
They're in danger because they're in
that is
like so
totally
it's the
understandable.
context. I don't think that false accusations, especially for sexual assault, are anywhere near as common as people want to make them out to be. And I think the much bigger problem
yes, they do happen. And I feel like it definitely, there needs to be way more awareness of the times that does happen, but it's nowhere near as common as actual, you know what I mean? Like, come on now.
Issue, not the false accusation.
Rest said that's clipped as if I have no idea. Like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. There's literally well over 2 minutes, maybe almost 3 minutes of lag. Like, dude, it's an emo only for a reason, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That's
accusation.
undermining it though, because you guys haven't gone through it. Saying that is okay is not.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying that in terms of what's a bigger issue that we need to worry about.
I think there are some nuanced issues that we have to pick a side, and I'm picking women not getting raped over men not getting falsely accused.
But that is, I don't think that
those are mutually exclusive, and it's a shame that we live in a world that's so black and white that you can't balance the interest of those who are victims, true victims, and also those who are falsely accused. One false allegation of rape, sexual assault discredits a lot of other real ones in people's eyes. It ruins the lives of people who are true victims of getting their cases heard in a fair and positive light.
I think
okay, CJ, that's actually a valid take.
Is that what we need in our society is comprehensive sexual education.
Yeah.
And I think the topic of consent needs to be just as important as the topic of protection.
You probably would if you got raped more.
Male feminists are in it to get
Facts. So facts, bro.
laid.
Literally so facts. Wait, what? Male feminists are in it to get laid.
I'm excited for this one because I don't like women sexually, so this is going to be a very interesting conversation. I think that if you are a straight male, the way you view women subconsciously is always going to be...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. No. Wait, bro. I know I did not just hear him say that. I know I didn't just hear him say that. Hold on.
Interesting conversation. I think that if...
Hold on, let me go back a little further. Hold on.
You probably would if men got raped more.
Male feminists are in it to get laid.
I'm excited for this one because I don't like women sexually, so this is going to be a very interesting conversation. I think that if you are a straight male, the way you view women subconsciously is all...
So you mean to tell me bro doesn't even, like, what? Wait, what? Now look, I'm gonna be honest. I picked up on, you know what I'm saying, the way we're talking, the way we're sitting out, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I didn't want to get on nobody, so I didn't want to say nothing, you know what I'm saying, just in case you know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody mad at my comments. But as a gay man, openly gay man, anti-feminist, you really just hate women, don't you? You really do. What's up with that, bro? That's kind of weird to me. That's kind of weird to me, because I feel like being a part of another group that is also widely mistreated, hated, openly attacked, things of that nature, you'd be a little bit more empathetic. That's just what I would think. You know what I mean? That's what I would imagine. Obviously, that's not the case here. That is actually crazy to me, bro. That's crazy.
Going to be,
but I
have something to do with sex.
Right.
His life
on just a fundamental level, just in nature. Now, that might not be the whole premise, but I do think that it has something to do with it.
Yeah, I think, like, again, the problem with these statements is, like, they're general. I think
exactly.
There are men out there that are predatory and are posing as
100%.
Feminists to get 100%. Into the pants of women.
And even on a more, like, micro level, like, so I was literally just watching a recent Jubilee video, and it was one about a man, he was a self-proclaimed pickup artist. And this is almost a direct quote of what he says.
That was a great video.
He goes, oh, hell yeah, I fuck with feminism.
You know, I like to think I'm a feminist. I fuck with feminism.
And I think it's kind of emblematic of, like, there are men that don't understand the full gravity of how people who are real feminists feel about the situation. And they kind of see it as like this, like, oh, this cool, hot social issue. And if I talk about it, it puts me in the group of the good people. And I don't think it's always heinous, while there are people that are doing that. Some of it's just like such blatant ignorance that they lack the understanding.
Yeah, I think even the
valid
posing of the question is indicative of the truth of the matter, that I think a lot of the time it is that, because if you align yourself with a lot of the more traditionally toxic masculine...
Bro, I'm not even reading chat. I ain't gonna lie. Like what?
Traits, and you're not viewed as
I don't know what you're
teen
talking
woman,
about,
then
bro.
You're not going to be in line with a lot of Western women in today's society.
I have a few like friends that go to these parties and they're like, oh yeah, fuck Andrew Tate. They all watch him, but they'll be like, oh fuck Andrew Tate, just so they can get laid because they know that's how a woman will feel like, oh wow, they're listening to me, or oh wow, they agree with me, and feel a little more connected.
Yeah, and I think for me, as
definitely some people
who
like that. That's
believes
valid.
genuinely in the fact that men and women are equal, but I don't go around parading myself as a feminist because the only thing that I could think that justifies being a third-wave feminist, being a feminist today, is you must just want to get laid, because there's no reason to believe in all of these crazy things that go after your identity as a man, that seek to strip you of your masculinity, that perpetuate these terrible ideas that men are bad and evil and all of these things, that you can't be a provider, you can't be a protector, all of these things. I think that has to be the reason. Like, you have
some
to
of us don't identify with. Me personally, I don't identify with masculinity. I might show masculinity, but like I don't think feminism is taking anything away from me.
But I think that's a societal problem. The fact that masculinity itself has become a dirty word is a problem.
I didn't say it's a dirty word. I'm saying it doesn't matter.
Why do you choose not to identify with it? Even
because when you say it, nothing in my heart feels anything. It's just a word. It's just a.
Literally.
I don't think anything I do is because I'm a man. I think that it's because of who I am.
Real.
Yeah.
Great take. What happened? What just happened? Dude! No, hold on. Oh wait, was it just them walking up? Probably, I guess. Hold on.
Let's hear it.
I think, to your point, asking like, why would any man be a feminist?
Completely
I just think
disconnected,
that
looks like,
we don't all
almost.
view feminism the way you do. Similar to the way the Black Lives Matter movement has been moved and changed and developed in terms of the way that people identify it. The things that you speak about when you talk about third wave feminism is not what I mean when I say that I am a male feminist. And so, if you can't understand that, me wanting to make the world a more equal and level playing field for my two daughters, for my wife, for my mother and my mother-in-law, and standing in front of people who want to take liberties away from them, that's the reason why I am a male feminist. It's a perpetuation of oppression that I'm trying to dismantle.
And for me, I think we're taking this from a very heteronormative perspective, right? All my friends aren't straight women, so I'm not gonna look at my non-binary or LGBTQ friends and be like, oh, just because I can't have sex with you, I'm not going to fight for your rights. There is no personal gain for just saying that we should be there.
Two things can be true. I agree with you, and I think a lot of us agree on what we're talking about. It's just these labels are in the way of getting us to that.
It's also a blanket statement.
One thing to build on top of too is, to an extent, leading men to want to take advantage of women is the very pressure put on by other men. That if you're not sleeping around, if you're not getting laid, you aren't. And that doesn't come from women, at least from my experience.
That's
and
patriarchal culture.
If men were a little bit like I'll say this now. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 22. Now I'm fine with that. If you asked me at 21 how I felt about that, I would change the subject as quickly as I possibly could. I'm ashamed.
They make movies about it.
No, for real.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I was ashamed of it, but that's part of the patriarchy.
For
This is gonna be
real,
a last
bro.
prompt.
Yay. Go over this.
I want to hear everyone speak. I want everyone to get their voice in. Be mindful of folks that are trying to talk.
Director.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. I like living in a patriarchal society.
No, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's very annoying.
I would say patriarchal society. Again, I've mentioned the scriptural basis for this, but I think patriarchal society is the way that society functions best. Yeah, patriarchy is just a man-led society. So I think we've kind of flipped the term on its head to mean something that it doesn't mean, to say that a patriarchy is a society that oppresses women. That's not what a patriarchy is. So I think if you have a patriarchy operating properly, you have men that are responsible and taking care of their families, taking care of the women of society, and in turn the women have equal opportunities to pursue whatever career they want, to be a mom, to be a wife, and to do the things that they want to do as well.
We're coming to eat you.
So, someone say we're coming to eat you?
I'll go
Hey,
first.
yo.
This is a little bit of a personal, emotional thing. At the beginning of September, I lost my brother to cancer.
Yikes, man. R.I.P.
And
cancer.
I took about 2 or 3 weeks off work, and then I really started feeling, the financial impact of it. And I have my girlfriend, people in my life telling me that they want to help me out financially, but I have this thing internally within me that feels like a leech. In some way, shape, or form, that is because of this thing that this expectation that we put on men to be providers. It's really fucking hard. And I can't explain why. I would have liked to have a little bit more time than 3 weeks before I had to start worrying about fucking money again after my brother passed away. And I do feel like that kind of is a direct result of the patriarchy. And I know that it is myself, it's my personal feelings, but I think it stems from the
exactly
society
that had to come from somewhere, bro. And I know it's lagging right now, but that had to come from somewhere, bro.
Explain why. I would have liked to have a little bit more time than 3 weeks before I had to start worrying about fucking money again after my brother passed away. And I do feel like that kind of is a direct result of the patriarchy. And I know that it is myself, it's my personal feelings, but I think it stems from the society that I grew up in that I'm even feeling these.
This lag is crazy.
I'm sorry for
that. Yeah,
no, for
real,
that's horrible,
I want to
bro.
say I'm really sorry for your loss, because I can't even imagine what it's like to lose a loved one. So I want to thank you for sharing your story. It's really important for people to hear. But I don't think that it's accurate to blame a horrific situation on one aspect of society or the patriarchy or this without any solid basis.
So I think that's a fair response. And to clarify my statement just a little bit, that's more of a communal problem. I wish there was a little bit more of a stronger community sense within our country.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a patriarchal society is not one of support. It's one of merit.
It's definitely not.
It's one of bootstraps. It's one of strength.
Competition.
Yeah, it's competition.
You said that a merit-based society is somehow correlated with the patriarchy, and I don't see the correlation there, because if you look anywhere in nature, everything is merit-based. You know, lions in the safari, it's about strength. It's about, competition. That's just how our world works. And my biggest flaw with feminism today, or any social movement really, is that some things are just inherent to nature. So to try to solve equal outcome and solve all of these problems, it's just naive, and it takes away from actually solving the issues that are in front of us, because it's a delusion.
There will always be winners and losers.
Yeah. I just wanted to go back and, we've been asking, what does patriarchy mean, right? I don't think it just means male-led. What I'm trying to dismantle is the institutions in our society reinforcing that males are superior. A lot of society.
Lag is crazy. I don't know what's going on right now. I have zero idea what's going on right now. We're almost done, though. We're almost done. For the people on YouTube, we're almost done. We got a few minutes left. Hopefully we can get through this. I genuinely have no idea what's going on right now, but,
trying to dismantle.
Trying to work with it.
Is the institutions in our society reinforcing that males are superior. A lot of societal institutions and staples of our society are reinforcing that narrative that men alone have to take on that mantle of being the one to provide, being the one to lead the charge on fixing a problem, right? Where, like what Tucker was saying, we all experience emotions and, react independently, and we look for community.
Yeah, so I think a direct combat towards the patriarchy is emotional intelligence that we haven't actually talked much about today. We keep going back to business, money, and all these different things, because those are things associated with manhood. But if you really want to shift the dynamic, it's about how do we own the emotional parts of ourselves as men, and that is not a conversation that is had in society enough, nor is it supported in a patriarchal society. It impacts men in a way where we feel like we can't let the armor down.
That's what the difference between you're saying third wave feminism versus first and second wave. I feel like now it's about superiority. When you're saying you're mansplaining, or when you're putting that men do this or men take advantage and men do that, it makes it as we're your enemy, when in reality it should be more about working as a team, right?
I have a clarifying question. Yeah. So you were describing that it's shifting to matriarchy, right?
Yeah, matriarchy. Just more like being against, when you're demonizing men for their actions in general.
Yeah. So when we're moving towards a socially matriarchal society, it's mansplaining and it's men being canceled. But when patriarchy is in place, we're dealing with issues of wealth. We're dealing with issues of healthcare, whether you consider it healthcare or not. We're dealing with issues of safety. We're dealing with issues of liberty. We're dealing with issues of choice. It seems that matriarchy is less, oppressively heavy because all I have to deal with is you not liking what I have to say. Whereas in a patriarchy, I can't make as much money. That's worse.
Well, it's not just about disagreeing about whether or not it exists. And the fact of the matter is, even in a patriarchal society which doesn't exist, men and women can still go and make the same amount of money. If women majored in higher paying fields of study, they would make more money. When we talk about men's mental health, I separate it from patriarchy because I think that to be expressive about what you're feeling and what you're going through, you have to be strong. And being strong, I associate that with being a man, being masculine. Maybe society would like to beat you up for that. Maybe that's why men are likelier to commit suicide. But that is still an example of strength.
I think that as we get further and further along the generations, we need to start preaching to young men the type of strength that you were talking about. Self-awareness, discipline, and honesty, emotional honesty. Not being tough, bro. And not like, being able to go through a lot, but being aware when you're going through something, when you're struggling, being able to articulate that, right? And doing it to the right people at the right time. I think that is what strength is. And I think that that's a positive message that we could communicate to the next generation about masculinity.
We ended on consensus.
Yes, that is a wrap on male feminists versus male.
I got a lot of W video.
Nice job, y'all.
Lag the W video.
While trying to become men, not.
Oh, female feminists versus female. Oh, get ready for another 2.5 hours, YouTube.
That is true.
Yikes.
Raped. I am a woman. Oh, you're a woman now?
Hold on. Now that's going to be a banger. Hey, we're ending on hugs. Hey. Love to see it, bro. Love to see it. Hey, that next episode finna be crazy.
I want to give you a hug for real.
Yo, W video, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of good takes versus, bad takes. But pretty good, man. Pretty good, man, not gonna lie. Now we're gonna see male feminists and female anti-feminists. Said male and female feminists, see where they agree and disagree. Kevin was by far the calmest of the group, and I think that's why his arguments were the most convincing, in my opinion. Pretty valid, I guess. Having a female moderator was a solid move, 100%. This video just proves that sexism is well and truly still alive. Amen. I could be here reading comments for days. There's 10,000. In short, bro, what was, what is, and what will be. And it's up to us to try and, change that last one, steer it in the right direction. Or a good direction, I'll say, and maybe not the right one. At the end of the day, it's all subjective, but, deep down, there is a right one, so, who knows. Anyways, lag, I have to restart my stream.